Hey everyone, welcome to my show. Be sure to hit like, follow, and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch for all my exclusive content. Good evening, everybody. Welcome on in and happy Monday special bonus stream. Thank you all for being here. And thank you to all the new follows we've gotten in the last few minutes. Maybe it has something to do with a special announcement that was just recently made on Discord, but thank you, Beck, for doing that. Appreciate that. Chaos, Silvis, Tractor Beam, Francisco, Nico, Kaboom Wally, Shadow Raven, Grumpy, Voodoo, Moth, all recent followers. Thank you guys very much for being here. And thank you to all the people who are actually live in chat. Olympus, Talbot, Fury, Norwich, Hollywood. What's going on, everybody? FaZe, well, that's a topic for another day. I wanted to make sure I could at least run my stream simultaneously. In a few minutes, UltimateDJz is going to be coming on. He's going to be logging in. He's going to be doing his thing. He's going to be broadcasting on his channel. I'll be broadcasting on my channel, but we're both going to be in the same audio chat, so it should be on both the exact same dialogue. Obviously, we'll be doing different things in-game and have different screenshots and stuff. But we'll just have to see how that plays out. Hopefully, I have the audio configured right. If not, we're going to know in a minute or two when I switch chats. But we're going to see how this goes. And then obviously we've got President ECO joining us, Community Manager ECO. We've got Game Designer Brandon will be joining us. We'll be talking a lot about all of the forbidden tech stuff. As you can see here, to demonstrate some of these forbidden techs, they gave us, both DJ and myself, a bunch of the different technologies so we could show them off to you. But what they didn't give us was any of the materials to upgrade them. So unfortunately, all we can really show is like tier 1 stuff, or we can talk about theoretical stuff based on what we can see on the webpage. So, you know, we're going to do what we can to kind of get some answers, answer some questions about, you know, why the techs were created the way they were, what their vision was for them, where they think these things fit into, you know, the priority list in terms of upgrading and things like that, and see where that takes us from there. So maybe there's some things that we don't know about in terms of how we're going to upgrade this stuff or how we're going to source it that we can get some answers to. So Nico, to answer your question, I'm on both a US and an EU server. My main account here, which is Ops53, is on US server 40. Shout out to server 40. I also have, a free-to-play account that is on server 118, that is Ops39, which is an EU server. What's going on, Silvis? Welcome on in. Starting 1 hour plus before the main stream. Now, the main stream should be starting in about like 5 minutes. And there's DJ. DJ's online now. Okay. So he's getting ready. He's going to do his thing. I'm going to go. Let's see if this is working right. Let's see if this is working right. All right. All right, I'm going to try switching my audio, so then it should be the same audio.
Tiberius. Yo, Tiberius, what are you doing, man? Hey, I need your video, though. I need your video for your special overlay. All right. Because we do these things live. All right. Listen, in all fairness, I messaged
We're
Tiberius
doing it
a half hour ago.
live.
I messaged about a half hour ago. I'm like, hey, we need to get on the air a little bit early. We got to do some testing, get the camera and everything right. He's like, yeah, right. I'll be there, DJ. It's 7:01, Tibbs.
All right, can you guys hear me now? You guys can hear DJ.
I can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
We got you. We got you. Dadbot, thank you for your 4-month resub. Appreciate that very much. Yo, what's up, Draco? Thank you for your 5-month resub with Prime Carissa. Thank you for your 1,000 kitty bitties. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you. DJz, you caught him off guard by being early. No, that was not the case. That was not how I might have caught him off guard by being early. That is certainly possible. All right, we are getting Tiberius loaded up here, and then we've got to come straight to the stage. So we got Bubba Joe. Did Ripper ever come back? Yo, Rip.
Yo. Hi.
There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, criminal heroic Tash Cannon Emperor Prime President Ripper is with us for this very special occasion. How you doing,
Ripper,
man? You good?
you really need more names.
I do need more names, don't I? I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
We do need to get some extra names. Ladies and gentlemen, you also know him as the former. His term has expired. The former president of Community, that would have been President Echo, now Emperor Echo.
He has seized additional powers.
Yes, he does. He is all powerful. He's got more power than we ever thought possible. Echo, welcome to the stage. How are you, my friend?
Just here to make sure you're nice to the guest.
I am always nice to the guest. Like, that is the one thing that I'm known for.
Oh, of course.
Nice.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to move it along. Busy. I'm waiting on Tiberius.
I hit the button to load my camera. It's just giving me that little spinning wheel of death.
I'm waiting on Tiberius. I mean, I'm ready to go. I was ready to go 30 minutes ago. Yo, what's up, Devil Panda? How you doing? Clapping at Kirk says, my phaser is set to kill. You know, I don't know, man. Feel like that might be a little aggressive, don't you think? Feel like it's a little aggressive? Now, see, I've got to move my questions around now. All right, well, we're waiting on Tiberius to get his act together.
I pushed the button. It said camera on, but it's not loading on your Discord for some reason.
Nope, sure isn't.
Are you using the camera in
OBS
I know.
OBS
Look,
takes priority over it.
I shaved. Look at that. I'm looking professional. I got a nice collared shirt on. Thank you for noticing, Waffly. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, what if I...
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the stage here in just a moment or two, we will have, live from Scopely Game Design, we will have a very special guest from Game Design, the creator of Forbidden Technology. We're going to talk to him about the forbidden technology, about some of the research, the bonus, the currencies, right? That's a very fun question that we're going to get to have today, Mr. Emperor Echo, is about the currencies. I do believe that this designer will win an award. He will go into the record books, Echo, as the designer who has single-handedly introduced more currencies within a single arc than any other designer of all time. All right, so yeah.
You're not starting off on a good foot with this guest, DJ. That's how you're going to introduce this person.
No. First of all, it's fine.
He likes organization. He likes structure. He likes all the pieces to fall in line with one another.
Wait a second.
Well,
so if he likes structure, why did all these currencies go into the general collection?
We will have a chance to talk to him about the currencies. Now, listen, as I predicted, though, Bubba, as we have started to play through this, they are becoming a little bit more apparent, right? We are starting to feel and starting to get a little bit more familiar with the currencies. As a matter of fact, Echo, you and I were just talking a little bit ago about the upgrade currencies that were going to be needed, and you were like, yeah, the reactors, and I was like, yep, and the protomatter and the catalyst, and we were like, yeah. So just there, like right off the top of our head, just those three, we were able to kind of figure out these are the three that we're using. You know, so it's a good thing. Tiberius, you know what? I bet I know what's wrong, Tiberius.
That'd be nice.
You're not going to be able to use. You got to have a second camera because OBS won't let you. OBS seizes control of your one camera, so you'll have to have two different cameras. Do you have two cameras?
No.
Oh no!
You can turn off your OBS cam. It'll let you turn on the Twitch cam.
Yeah, turn off your camera for your stream, and then I'll pipe you through on our stream. If we can make that happen. Yo, what's up, A-Fox? How you doing, man? Casey Jones. Hey, there he is. All right, now. Let's see if I can get this thing going. Up, see, there he is. Now I've got to get Tiberius's camera figured out. Let's see. He's not the right size there, Bubba Joe. All right. See, Tibbs, this is why we do this stuff early, man. That's why we do this stuff early.
But for you, it still is early because it's only like 10 minutes after 7.
True.
All right. I don't need that lip, sir. I don't need all that lip.
If you're going to give it, you got to be able to take it too, right? Come on, let's go. Rope-a-dope. Let's go.
Tiberius.
Hi, Eco.
We should talk more. I like the fact that I have someone to gang up on DJ with for the first time in my entire life.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to gang up on you later. Don't worry.
I just want to say a wizard and a DJ is never late or early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
That's right. Thank you, Bubba Joe. Appreciate you. For some reason...
Who does that make Frodo in this scenario?
I mean, it's clear that DJ has not taken to heart what I said yesterday.
What?
You are clearly not always ready.
All right. First of all, this is a part of the stuff that I wanted to have. Oh, okay. I think I know what's wrong. Hopefully this works. Ah! We're gone. We disappeared. Everybody's gone. It's all gone. Okay, I'll fix it. Okay. I don't know what's going on over here. Something's not quite right with this window. And
what do you mean?
I wanted just Tibbs' camera, but
Pop him out.
That
right click pop out.
I did pop it out. It's already popped out. I think
What?
Here, let me try this. See, this is why we do this stuff before we go on air.
This is exactly how it looked the other night when you were testing it out.
It had the Discord thing at the bottom?
Yep.
Oh, well, that looks ugly.
Well, you can change
like
the
that at all.
You can change the crop on it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. It's a window capture.
Yes, you can still crop that. Was it
How?
you click that thing in OBS in the scene view, and then I think you hold Alt, and then you can drag the border, and that should crop, I think.
Oh, Ripper, you're my hero. Look what Ripper just did, everybody. Ripper, thank you. You're my hero. All right, everybody. We're cooking with gas now. We are cooking with gas now. Let me just lock everything up here, and looky there. Ladies and gentlemen, looking over here to my left, I'd like to say hi to my friend and co-host tonight, Tiberius. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you? Hey, buddy.
There is Tiberius. Yeah, hey, man, how are you? Welcome into our audience tonight. Sorry for the technical difficulties as we're beginning. Echo is here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well, and I have to say that you look very professional, DJ.
Thank you. I like the collared shirt. I even took a shower. I shaved. All right. Look, see that? See it? Looks good. Very good.
I haven't shaved in years.
I didn't realize we were doing stripes. Damn it.
You're supposed to match.
Yeah, Mimi, Ripper fixed the issue I was struggling with in 30 seconds. Deja vu, anybody? Okay. Welcome. All right, guys, we're here today to talk about forbidden technology. Boom, that thing right there. That is Red Matter. And we're going to talk to the creator. As a matter of fact, I do believe that he has crept on the stage. Echo, is that him? Is that
That
who
is him.
I think I see him, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness gracious. Live from Barcelona, from Scopely's game design department, for the first time ever on the stage of Twitching Trek, I would like to welcome designer Brandon to the stage. Welcome. Yes. Welcome, Brandon. How you doing, buddy? Welcome.
Doing great. Thanks for having me. And fan of your stream. I've watched both of you before, so glad to be part of it.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that very much. You hear that Tiberius? He watches our stuff.
I know, right? I'm impressed.
So he must know, Bubba Joe, that we've been a little bit confused about some of these currencies, about the forbidden technology, which is why he's offered to come on the show today and talk to us a little bit about it. We've had Mr. Tiger on the show before to talk about some of the other features that have come out. And Brandon, I'm really, really pleased that you are here for the first time. Thank you so very much for taking the time. I look forward to doing this with you a lot more in the future. This was yours, right? Forbidden technology is your brainchild. Yeah?
I'd like to say that I helped out a lot with it, but a team effort. We had, I want to say, like 5 or 6 different designers all working on Q's Trials and Forbidden Tech. But thank you. I don't want to take all the credit. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a big team.
It's okay. Take as much credit as you want. You're the one that's here. All right. So you're gonna get all the credit and all of the punishment if any of it comes to pass. Now
I already have the highest score for most currencies in an arc, so.
Absolutely. Yes, you. Oh, he heard that. He heard that, Tibbs. He has the all-time record for the most currencies ever introduced in a singular arc.
42, right? It's 42.
That's also the answer to life's question.
Except it was even more than 42. Ripper, what was the official number? It was 67?
No, 62.
62. 62 total unique resource IDs introduced into the game this month. Now, I do want to chat with you a little bit about that, but before we do, if I could kind of just get into what the concept was. Echo told us at the beginning of the month that Q's Trials and Forbidden Technology were actually developed separately, right? These were 2 different features. And you were working on the team that was working on the Forbidden Technology, but Q's Trials was originally Rites of Ascension, which was developed independently of this, and then you guys ended up merging these 2 together. Can you tell me a little bit about the process of how these 2 features kind of got married?
Yeah, we go through a lot of name changes, a lot of placeholder names. At one point, we were going to call Forbidden Tech Borg Tech. At one point, we're like, wait, we've already got like a lot of Borg things going on here. We came up with the idea of these really dangerous, illicit items throughout the Star Trek lore and universe. So we thought of Forbidden Tech. How can we use like these crazy weapons that we've seen in some of the movies and shows and allow you to collect them and power up your ship? And it paired well once we figured out Q was actually going to be the host of the Q's Trials feature. Before it was just rights, like you said, and then it got more of a theming to it. Like, okay, we could see him doing something mischievous and crazy, where okay, he's spawning these dangerous weapons and getting them into everyone's hands. They were developed separately in some ways. Like we have 2 separate pods working, but we're also having nearly constant communication between design and product and the devs to see how is this going to merge. So they would kind of be developed a little bit separately, and then we'd have to merge them in for play tests. And we'd have weekly and sometimes daily syncs between designers to talk about how are these 2 going to interact with each other.
All right. So it goes through the iteration process. And listen, I got the volume as high as I could go. We did a sound check before we started. I got the volume literally cranked up as high as I could go. So
Sure, a little closer to my mic. Thanks.
Yeah, we might need you. We might need you to speak a little bit louder for us, but I appreciate your effort there. So with these features, you know, as you mentioned, they go through a couple of different names, and then the concept kind of gets brought into the design loop, right? And this is a design that is both familiar and a little bit new at the exact same time. Like, we see some time gates here, which is pretty typical, but and because we know we need the feature to last, but we also kind of see what Bubba Joe and I were talking about yesterday is an element of burst play here. And Bubba, you and I were talking on the show yesterday that it was really kind of an interesting and almost unique design that Scopely put in place for us, because it did offer players choice with how they chose to engage in the feature. Brandon, when you were building this feature, it's very interesting that you built these ladders to be self-sustaining once you're in them. But if a player chose to play that way, there's a little bit of a gap there between getting the level of Q's Court to the next playable level. Can you speak a little bit to your ultimate grand design in how this is able to be played either long-term or burst? And what was your intention for players to engage with this feature as?
Well, remember, DJ, DesignerBrandon was more focused on forbidden tech. So the Q's trial side of things and sort of that process would have been a different individual.
Fair enough. Okay. So then
I'm sure he could speak to it, just maybe not as in depth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Brandon, you said that you were on the team that kind of married these things together. Was it your intention for some of these pieces of forbidden technology to be separated out, I guess, by the time gates that they were? Because, for example, you and I were talking before the show. There's a few pieces of technology that are available pretty daggone early, including one that's very, very valuable. And then there's some others that are going to take a while to get to. Can you talk to us a little bit about the design process and which pieces of technology that you wanted players to experience early?
Yeah, we did want to have at least one piece so you could get extremely early, the Tetracyanite 622. That one's kind of our onboarding piece. It just explains a little bit the value so you can get it immediately into your hands and throw it on a ship. And then we also wanted a lot of other ones that are early, so some of the commons and uncommons that you can get from the refinery or the milestone rewards. And then we have some more mid-term ones that are a little bit harder to get. They're gonna take you a while. The player's gonna have to reach for them. Some of the rares, either from the refinery or the milestone rewards. And then the much longer term. So like those are the more aspirational ones, getting the epics. Those are going to take you a lot longer to acquire and to upgrade them ultimately. So we wanted some short, mid, and long-term engagement there. So players have a long tail on this feature. It's not so. Well, the race part is like high burst intensity, like you were describing. But we also wanted there to be a long tail of engagement where you have a reason to come back every day and go get more proto matter and try to chase the upgrades.
Proto matter is definitely going to be that limiting factor for sure with upgrading this stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tibbs, why don't you go ahead with that piece of it? Because that was kind of exactly where I wanted to go, was with the introduction of a lot of these currencies, which I am assuming is probably a little bit more in your wheelhouse, given that these are the upgrade currencies for forbidden technology. Mm-hmm. Tibbs a lot of the community has expressed some concern with proto matter and just all these currencies that are going to be needed throughout this process, specifically 3 just to upgrade these things, right, Tibbs?
Right, and you've got, proto matter is very limited to earn and acquire, only from actually doing the Q's trials or from pack purchase, and then you have that option, that fork in the road. Do you convert the proto matter to upgrade the building so then you can get to the next level of trials, or are you using the proto matter to upgrade your tech? So you've got sort of a double gate there. Because the proto matter, if you can't upgrade the building, then you can't get to the next level of trials. So you're stuck getting 80 instead of like 120 at tier 2, or doing some of the other things there that might unlock it. And if you upgrade the tech to get the benefits of it, well, yeah, vice versa, you're kind of just stuck. So what sort of was the philosophy there, the thought process behind making that one very limited currency so necessary for 2 very important components?
Yeah, that's fair. It is a really key currency. We wanted it to be the limiting factor in how quickly you could go. So it's the gating currency like you were talking about earlier. Main reasons there is we wanted the players to have a reason to always chase for hitting up high on the ladder and to play the ladder daily. We wanted to make sure that it wasn't too easy to get this currency too passively. So there isn't just like free claims for proto matter. Like, no, you actually have to go out and beat some hostiles either. And you have that push your luck mechanic, right? Do you want to push up, try to hit higher ones that you might not be able to take on yet? at the risk of losing, or keep farming the ones you already can hit. The second main reason being the building itself. We wanted the Court of Q to feel good to upgrade over time. Now, I think it is a long tail on that building. It's hard to upgrade, right? It requires a lot of, the emblem assessments.
Yeah, if you're only getting
Those are the
75
two
of
main
those,
reasons. Yeah.
yeah, you're only getting 75 of those from your daily. So, I mean, the building takes, even at the first entry levels, you're talking 400, 500 per level 4, level 5, level 6, before you can even get to level 7, which at 75 a day is 5 or 6 days if you're not doing the refinery. So, definitely a big time gate there for sure.
You mentioned the opportunity cost too, the fork in the road. Like, players will have to choose at certain points. Do I want to try to upgrade my tech to make my ship stronger to fight higher hostiles, or do I want to upgrade the building to get a better payout? That is going to hit you at different life cycles. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you've kind of maxed out the building for where you want to be, and then you'll be focusing on the tech. And sometimes you'll switch back to work on the building because you're like, okay, well, actually, I'm farming pretty well here. I just want more proto matter.
So, play a little hopscotch. Okay.
Yeah,
You know,
hopscotch, whack-a-mole, something like that. Yeah.
That's interesting that you bring that up, because Bubba, that was kind of your theory yesterday on the podcast. Was, players do have this choice. For example, we can work on the building to get to the next ladder or the next tier of challenges. But you had also mentioned, Bubba, that there is also the factor of whether or not players want to work on more of levels of the building to improve Q's favor, or if they were satisfied with this percentage. For example, if you're looking at my screen right now, you can see that I've got a 64% chance if I were to try to upgrade this to level 1. A lot of players, I think, Brandon, are still missing some of the subtlety of or I don't know if it's subtlety or not. It was in the patch notes, but this is such a large, complicated feature in that there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of new, unfamiliar types of mechanics. For example, let's talk about Q's favor for a moment. Q's favor is, for one of the first times in this game, Bubba, it might be the first time in this game where we've got an opportunity to sink resources and it actually potentially be lost, right? We've got a 64% chance here from me. I've got a 64% chance at successfully upgrading this thing. Essentially a 2/3 chance, which means I've got a 1 out of 3 shot that my protomatter and my tech reactors are just going to disappear. Now, this is a new concept for Star Trek Fleet Command, but it's not so new for a lot of other games, right, Brandon? This is
That's true. Yeah.
This kind of crafting, or this kind of fusion, as it's called in a lot of other games, is relatively common. But for here, it's new to Star Trek Fleet Command. Can you explain to players how they improve their odds? How can you increase Q's favor?
Yeah, the main way to increase Q's favor is by increasing your assessment rank. So you want to raise your assessment rank by doing Q's trials and fighting stronger and stronger hostiles, and then your rank will increase. I think you're going to show us here on the Q's trial section. Yeah. So there are limits to the amount of increase you can get. So at a certain point on different rarities, you're going to hit like, hey, this is capped out at 80% or 60, I don't have the exact percentages memorized off the top of my head, but depending on if it's level up or tier up, players will start to see a diminishing returns there. And then at that point, your rating is high enough to upgrade that level, like at its max chances, like you shouldn't be waiting anymore. And we really wanted this chance mechanic to reinforce the importance of raising your rank and climbing that ladder as quickly as you can and driving to hit higher and higher enemies.
So just what I'm hearing here, there are caps like away teams where, with critical hit chance on away teams, where it will never reach 100% for some of these.
Some of these, yeah, the only way to get higher percent chance than the amount you can get from the Q's favor itself would be from Q's benevolence if you have an unsuccessful attempt. Yeah.
So you fail a couple times and then Q gives you a better chance on future efforts. Okay.
Could we ask for a little bit more insight into how this math works? I'm obviously the math nerd. Bubba's the math nerd. We got Jules and Vern literally poking me in the ribs over here in the studio right now. Like, ask him about assessment rank. So can you, without giving a formula, or we would love that if you did, can you tell us a little bit more about the math here? Like, what is the min-max on these? Is it separated by rarity? And, for example, yesterday we observed the commons and the uncommons. They are definitely increasing with assessment rank. We've been able to see that. The epics don't seem to be moving. Are the epics fixed, or, Brandon, does that leave room for you to build more assessment rank and more ladders in the future to improve the assessment rank and therefore improve the queue's favor on some of these epics, or are the epics just stuck?
I would say a little bit of both. So there is room for us to increase and have higher assessment ranks in the future for more difficult ladders. And some of the epics, you need to actually just have a really high assessment rank to have good chances, depending on what levels you're trying to upgrade on that forbidden tech.
Did I say Blue's name wrong? Did I say Jules and Vern?
You did. You did.
Sorry, Blue. I see you typing me in the chat. Be like, okay, clearly I need to poke you harder. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You also mentioned the math, and I don't want to give too much detail there. And
Oh, please do.
there's
Please
another
do.
designer who did a lot. I want to try to hopefully respect it, and he explains this really well. So we used kind of a sigmoid curve function, which takes your assessment rank versus the rating required to upgrade a particular level or tier of a piece of tech, and it's taking a ratio between those. So there's a break-even point, and there's above and below that, and there's a scale. So there's diminishing returns after a certain point, after you get to where, hey, we expected you on level 1 of a common to be at 90. Well, the first couple of levels are 100%, but after that we say, okay, you should be at about an ops level 21 equivalent in terms of your power to upgrade from level 2 to 3, right? So if a player is above or below that, that's kind of how we affected their odds from there. And you can see it caps out a certain percentage for commons. It is based on rarity for each one of these, and level and tier have different odds as well.
So
it's a little bit harder to tier up.
So as we tier and level the epics, for example, we've seen right now they are at about 64, 65, 66% for some players. What's the floor on that? If we're not going to be able to really improve those epics, and you're saying as we tier them higher and level them higher, then the odds are going to fall. What influence do we have? What can we do as players to actually improve those odds with respect to the epics? Because those are the most expensive ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're going to have to find a way to make your ship strong enough to get the highest assessment ranks to get the best chances on the epics and the rares. As far as the minimums go, I think the minimum required to upgrade for epics is 10%.
Ooh.
And then
Yikes.
commons is 20, uncommons 15, and actually I'm not sure about rares if it's 12.5 or 10. I don't have it memorized off the top of my head, but somewhere in that range.
Whoa. So now let me ask you, when you're
now that's if you have a really low assessment rank, it's much higher if you've increased your rank.
So if you didn't do any assessments and you just bought packs and then upgraded the building to to level 40, and then we're like, all right, let me try it now that I've unlocked all these resources. Let me try and upgrade some of this stuff with a level 1 assessment, but a level 40 building. Your percentage is going to be very low, is what you're saying.
Even so low that there's a minimum. If you're below that, you cannot upgrade. You have to increase your assessment. We kind of wanted to make sure you weren't trying to upgrade on a 1% chance. We said, okay, anything below a certain percent per rarity, just make the player increase their assessment ranking. yeah.
He would have taken those odds. So now let me.
What is the lowest chance Bubba would go to?
No.
Bubba
Joe would not take the 1% odds. Bubba Joe fails at 99% odds.
Yeah.
Don't play XCOM. Let me tell you, Bubba Joe, don't play XCOM.
We've all failed those 99% away teams, and yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
So, Brandon, do you feel, and I'm kind of following up on that question just because I can kind of see the reaction in the chat. A lot of the players feel like those are pretty rough odds. Do we feel like 10% and 20% on rares and epics? I mean, those are expensive. They're taking a lot of upgrade materials. If you were counseling a player, if you were advising a player who saw a 20 or 30% chance, is that something that a player should actually invest in? Or, I mean, what would you say to a player?
That's a good question. I mean, it depends on your play style. For me, I would probably try to improve my assessment rank first and then upgrade, either through, I guess just going higher on the ladder. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lot more proto matter to upgrade. Now, if you're feeling like, hey, I'm at a limit break where like I can't increase my assessment rank right now, and I've got some proto matter burning a hole in my pocket because you've stored some up over time, right? Or then might as well try to upgrade a few times, because then you might make your ship stronger if you're upgrading the right pieces, and then you can go further in the assessment rank. That's kind of the tension we're looking for in the future. This trials and then the ladders are going to be hard to climb to hit the highest rank, and that's something we want to be a long-term, like, this is like something a player's always trying to like go for and raise.
I'd like to follow that up real quick with one of the questions from the list, and then Tibbs, I'll come to you for maybe like 4 or 5 here in just a moment. But the third question that we had sent you ahead of time, Brandon, was actually what you just mentioned, the strength of these hostiles. We had observed this yesterday, Bubba Joe, that for example, Tier 3 is not exactly the same kind of Tier 3 that we're used to in this game, right? Tier 3, what we would think is the G3 ships, right? Enterprises and augers and things like that. But this set of Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 trials are not using any familiar kind of categorization in the game. For example, Tier 2, for those of you who aren't there yet, if I'm not mistaken, the last hostile in a Tier 2 trial is something like 70 million. Does that sound about right, Brandon?
Off the top of my head, I'm not certain what power levels we went with.
Yeah, they're big.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
They are very big.
They're pretty big. So the strength of these hostiles grows very significantly. I'm kind of curious about the expansion of this. Currently, you've got 12 different ladders, all the way up to 4-star, which I know that there are G5 players, very advanced G5 players they got their hands full.
They're
with
stuck.
These 3-star, yeah, they got their hands full with these 3-star trials. 4-star, presumably even bigger, crazier things. But this does, at its inception, which I know, Brandon, it's only its first month, but this gives this feature what feels like a relatively short shelf life, which leads us to believe it's such a beautiful feature and it's such a complicated feature. The math is cool and the technology is cool, and it's clearly going to take a long time for us to work on some of this technology. So this leads me to believe that you guys can't be done with this yet. Is this a feature that you hope or you intend to be utilized in multiple arcs moving forward? For example, is this a field training kind of thing where, hey, next month we're going to add a ladder for relevant content, and then the month after that we're going to add another ladder for relevant content? Is this a feature that can, and is it intended to be to accompany all future content?
I would say not all future content. We do want to do updates to it and have it grow and keep challenging players over the course of next year and throughout the rest of the game. I would say we are already planning some short-term updates to Q's trials to address some of the polish and bugs. In the future, we're going to want to revisit the hostiles to ensure that they keep posing like a really strong difficulty. As players' ships get stronger, we will need to make stronger enemies for them as well. And then as far as like the comparison for the field training goes, we are still going to have new seasons to help guide new features. So we'll still have field training to introduce and onboard players to those. Whereas like Q's trials is more to test the strategy and strength of each fleet commander's fleet and to reward them for their efforts. And we want to keep that challenge like evergreen.
Is there any plans or strategies, anything you can share about adding, whether it's officers or research or anything, that would apply to killing hostiles within a Q's trial that might make it easier for players to accomplish specifically?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm pretty sure ECO will back me on this, but I probably can't say anything about what we will launch in the future on that. though, I'd turn around the question, like, what do you want to see? Like, what kind of strategies or power would be
So
useful?
well media trained. Look at this. All those lessons coming to fruition right now.
I tried.
Yeah,
I tried.
You've spent too much time with Echo there, Brandon.
Listen,
no,
you spend
in all
one day
seriousness,
around me, you pick up all the tricks.
He didn't even have to pull you out of the way. You just sidestepped that
I
one
know
all on
that
your
was
own.
so well, just seamless. But actually, it
Um,
is a good question. Like, if you're talking officers and research and things like that, like, what would you ideally like to see if we were to make something like that? It honestly is a good idea.
Well,
I'll first and foremost for me is improve Q's favor. That has got to be better, and improving acquisition of these materials. You know, it comes down to, for me, the worst feeling part of this entire feature. Because, you know, listen, the community has kind of given me a little bit of grief because I do kind of like certain aspects of this feature, and I know a lot of people don't. But one thing that we can kind of universally agree on is it's not a good feeling to fail an upgrade, right? Like when we get, even at 60%, right? Like let's take a look at this, 64%. You know, if Echo had come through with the proto matter that he promised us, Tibbs, right?
Come
If
on,
he had,
Echo.
yeah, if he had actually come through with that, then we could have looked
Yeah,
at
that
this
was my
and actually
fault.
progressed a little bit, but it probably isn't a great feeling. So I would say, I guess my answer, Tiberius, would be kind of twofold, right? Either find me something that greatly increases the sourcing of the necessary currencies. That would be the tech reactors, that would be the catalysts, and that would be the proto matter, probably first and foremost.
Yeah.
Right. So vastly improve the sourcing of all three of these currencies, and or find me a way that I can get this thing to like 90, 95, or 100%. If Bubba, you used to say with regards to away teams assignments that you would heavily invest trade XP just to get to 100% so that you couldn't fail. And I think a lot of players in this community are really looking at a percentage chance to fail, and they're kind of just, man, they're just kind of wrinkling their brow a little bit there, Brandon.
Well,
and even though this is a common thing in other games, I think our community's not quite used to
No.
this type of mechanic.
Big,
Go ahead, Bubba.
big sticker shock there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to be specific, the reason I would try and get to 100% is I had far outside of the norm failure rate of things that should not have been. So I would have 99%
He was
chance
blessed.
to
He was
success
blessed
to
by
succeed,
good RNG. Yeah.
and I failed that 21 out of 24 times. Now that should
was
not
hilarious.
be possible, right?
was
That should
hilarious.
just not be possible. So that's the issue here, right? And if the RNG for this game hasn't been addressed and it's still using that mechanic, I totally get why people are frustrated failing multiples at 85% or 90% because like it is like that shouldn't happen, right? I think me personally, if Q's benevolence was to go up some sort of measurable amount. So let's say we're looking at this one here and it's 64%. Let's say Q's benevolence added 5% per failure.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you could go to 69. And the next one added 5%, and you go to 74.
Right.
Eventually it gets to a point where, okay, I'm gaining a reasonable percentage, and I know that I can only fail this 8 times and then it's going to work, right? But giving less than 1% and the costs associated with the upgrade, it becomes very discouraging for the players. And so it seems like that's the one piece here. Like if you could only fail something by a limited number of times, that'd be different. Now I understand that you do have this wide range of upgrades that you talked about earlier where it could be all the way down at 10%. So you don't want to limit that to say, oh, well, in 4 times you're going to pass no matter what. I understand that, but it seems like there should be a better mechanism to getting to that success rate. You know, I'll accept that I can fail so many times as long as I'm working my way to some sort of appreciable success. And it just doesn't feel like that 0.6% is that much of that appreciation.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
seeing it.
I see what you're
Bubba,
saying,
That was
and
the
you're
amount, 0.67%. Yeah.
and you're not suggesting 20% increase like every time you fail, because like you said, then someone could just start at 10% and then get all the way there without increasing their assessment rank.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe there's an improvement there. That's a good thing. I'll take back to the team and see if there's any improvements we can do there.
Can you talk a
Maybe
little
run the
about
chances work.
the benevolence, like how you guys came up with the formula for figuring that out, for it to only be 0.5% or 1%? And does
That's
that
a
also does that also
accepted,
improve with assessment? As you rank up your assessment score, does that benevolence chance go up at all, or is it a static number?
It's a static number,
Okay.
and it's fairly exponential. We wanted to, again, to the point of like 20% every time. We didn't want it to improve too much in the beginning, so it scales up. So the more you unsuccessfully upgrade, that's when it gives you more and more percentage. However, maybe that is too steep, right? Like maybe it doesn't feel good the way it is currently balanced. So that's something we should look at as a team,
Now,
especially because it's the first time this mechanic has existed.
It's a
If
brand
you're
new.
in
Right.
the
Command.
formula, always looking
I-
for the formula.
Well, yeah, because that's we're nerds. All right, we're nerds.
Oh, I
Now-
know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, I don't know the answer to this, truthfully, so let me ask, and there may be members in the community who already know this. How does Q's benevolence actually work? Like, after a successful upgrade, does it reset back down to 0, or is that a permanent stick with you forever? So let's say 3 months down the road, like right now, we're having that early pain point, which again, kind of like, I don't know why when we launch something we want it to have the worst look and the worst feel. This seems to be kind of a pattern with a lot of features that
It
Scopely
resets,
launches.
DJ.
It resets every time you
to
complete
zero.
the
It does
upgrade.
reset. The other thing
Well-
that might not be super intuitive is that it's only for that piece of forbidden tech. So
Yes.
you can't like fail a bunch on a common, get a bunch of benevolence, and then go use it on an epic. Or...
Right. Every piece of tech has its own ratios and its own upgrade chances and percentages that are independent of each other. So, like you said, if it failed, and then once you complete one upgrade, it resets the benevolence back to 0.
Well, that doesn't feel good either. And again, I'm not necessarily divine. I see what you're saying. It's not that we want to complete everything, but
Right.
but listen, the failure doesn't feel good. That's not a good user experience, in my opinion. Now going back to Bubba's suggestion, if the benevolence, especially if it resets, Brandon, then it probably could have been pretty good, because I mean we're looking here at level 1. Let's look at this one. This is an epic, granted, it's level 1, but it's going to cost 6,000 proto matter.
Right.
All right, 6,000.
That's weeks.
That takes a long time to earn, and if we're going up 0.67%, and then of course it will exponentially increase. But how much proto matter have I put in before I get that to a place where it actually helps me succeed, and then for it to reset, and then all that proto matter is gone. Especially if it resets, especially if it's unique per technology piece, that could probably definitely use some tweaking there. Now, I do want to kind of come back and talk about some of these buffs, all right? Because we have
I'm actually
seen
just gonna ask you about it because we just put out
Yeah.
that blog, right, DJ?
absolutely, and
It was-
that's
it was a
exactly
good blog.
what I wanted to talk about. The blog post was really, really good. It had some
Designer
good.
Brandon helped me create that whole entire thing at like 2 a.m. his time. Literally, it's in there jotting things down, helping me. So huge shout out to
In
him.
fairness, it's almost 2 a.m. his time right now. So, Brandon, again, thank you for taking the time. You're a glutton for
Thanks for
punishment. It's
having
2
me.
o'clock in the morning.
I think I heard DJ say he was excited to start mining again with these mining ones.
Wait, he did not.
You're right, Echo. I did not.
What?
Uh,
Oh, okay.
that is, I will tell you, there is one, crazy enough. There is one that I kind of am looking forward to getting, but it's the Borg Alcove. It's for my Voyager, because I've been enjoying that Voyager loop. I've told the community they think I'm crazy. I've really been enjoying the Voyager loop. So I am, unfortunately, that's one of the ones, Brandon, you chose to be a really long one away, is the Borg Alcove, because that one looks very interesting to me. Ironically, and I want to take a minute to praise this. A lot of the community did actually praise this yesterday, Bubba Joe, was the Metreon Cascade. The Metreon Cascade is crazy. All right, this is arguably, Brandon, the best one of the entire lot. And you chose to give it to players right here inside month one. I find that in and of itself to be unique when it comes to Scopely game design and the way that they handle sourcing and acquisition for what might be considered a valuable item. Can you tell me a little bit about the thought process behind the Metreon Cascade being the one that you wanted to give this month? Because, again, it looks like the absolute best one. And if players are moving through this and they earn the Metreon Cascade, is that the one that you think players should be focusing on?
And before you answer that real quick, just for the audience, that's the one you can earn through the second level of trials, right? It's in there. So you just have to get the building to level 7, which everyone should be able to do this month. And then complete the trials, and that's where it's located, since you can't see in the trials because they're locked.
Yeah. Now, let's be clear. Tier 2 trials are not for the faint of heart either. Like
Right.
we said, we were talking about
70
those.
million, yeah.
To finish a Tier 2 trial, you're probably going to need a G4 uncommon or better. Like, if you were equating that to ops, real quick, Brandon, to finish Tier 2, what was your mindset? Where did a player need to be?
I don't have the ops level memorized. That was another designer who worked on it, but I want to say it was somewhere in the G4 range, probably like
Mid
40 to
40s.
50. Yeah,
Okay.
mid 40s. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So talk to me about the Metreon Cascade Warhead.
Yeah.
This is a great piece of tech.
Yeah, we wanted to put something amazing behind the higher ladders and to push players to race and go for it. And it's also one of the best pieces then to put back on the ship that you're trying to use to get even higher on the ladder to raise your assessment rank. So your ultimate goal as a player is to get as high as you can on that ladder, right? To get more proto matter every day and have better upgrade chances. So we thought it would be nice if that could be your carrot, as like, this thing will help me even go further in the ladder, and I'm going to want to upgrade that piece of tech then. It'll feed back into the loop, so then I can upgrade other pieces of tech that help me elsewhere in the game.
You had mentioned while we were chatting before the show that it's not your intention for players to be chasing all of this tech, right? The proto matter costs alone would be in the millions, Brandon. If you were talking to a player who's looking at this, and right now we've got them unlocked. We're going to talk about some of these specifically as we go through. But if you're talking to a player that has, for example, a blade of armor and has tetracyanite and maybe has transphasic torpedo because they've been through the tier 1 ladder, and that's pretty much it now. We've got Metreon Cascade that comes in the tier 2 ladder, and some of these are paid only. The Borg Alcove is coming in tier 3. Do you think that players should be looking to equip all of these on their ships, or is this something kind of like Artifacts where we should be chasing something in particular?
For the uncommons and commons, I'd say go after them all. They're a lot easier to upgrade, their chances and the proto matter costs. When it comes to the rares and epics, I do think you're going to focus like some of these are more specific, right? Like, what am I mining right now? Or maybe I'm only using 1 or 2 of these factions, right? Go for those, the ones that are going to help you. And there are going to be more things in the future that are a little more specialized that we want to have too. Like you mentioned the Voyager ship loop one, we might have other specialized pieces of forbidden tech that we come out with, right? And in that case, it's like, which ship loop am I working on the most, or which specific action do I care about most right now? That might be the piece that you should chase and spend your time investing in. Curious though, from your point of view, like which pieces of tech are most important to go after? I know you talked about the Voyager, but also Tiberius, like which pieces are you wanting to go after and valuing?
DJ's going to hate me for this, but I did actually like the mining ones.
Oh, God.
And it's only because
I don't want to DJ actually mentioned when he was looking at the blog post with me that the mining percents are actually pretty good. Am I wrong on that, DJ?
You are not wrong.
it's not just the mining percentage, because it's twofold there. You're getting a specific resource, crystal, gas, ore, or whatever like that. Plus, then you're also getting a generic mining rate, which I think is actually going to help a lot of players in their 30s if they can acquire this, because a lot of them don't use standard mining ships to get to to dark space to mine G4 materials. They're using an amalgam, they're using a meridian, they're using something like that. So having a way to put something like this that can kind of simultaneously boost multiple things, because it can boost your isogen mining and your cargo capacity, as well as not be a hindrance when it's parked on a G4 ore node that somebody's like, oh man, this thing's only mining at like 12,000. It's going to take up forever, taking up
So-
spot. So now if it's getting an 1100% mining bonus to that, that's a pretty big
Yeah.
difference.
Well, and that's what we were talking about before Echo slanders me any further. Okay, I am going to.
DJ, I would never. I am so sorry.
Yeah, I will point out that, when we're looking at, for example, this Romulan mining laser, okay, the Romulan mining laser, which, by the way, is a rare, okay, this one scales pretty decently. Community, let me start here. Obviously, as soon as you unlock it, you're looking at tier 1, level 1, you're looking at only 10%. And that does not look exciting, okay? Agreed. Tier 1, level 1.
We just talked
10%.
about that today a little bit. 10% seems the sticker value. It's like, what? 10%?
Yeah,
Who cares, right?
Which is why it's so important to get this information on stfc.space. But if we look at the blog post that you helped Echo with, even here at level 5, 210%. Now, we do have some skins. There are some exos. There are some researches that are providing this kind of buff. It's still not earth-shattering yet, but it actually is now a little bit substantive, all right? But even at tier 3, and Echo, this is where we kind of started saying, okay, right? Like, all right, 700%.
Even with the best mining crew, matching officers full synergy, you're not getting anywhere near 700% boost.
You got it, Tiberius. There is nothing in the game, and that's what I was just getting ready to ask. There is nothing in the game that provides a singular 700% boost. Now, granted, level 15, Brandon, may be a little far off. If you had to guess, Brandon, and I know this is a real tough question because it's going to depend on a player's abilities, but just spitballing, how long do you think it would take for the average player with average odds in the average Q's favor? How long do you think it's going to take them to get to level 15? Like when you were building this feature, you probably had to have some basic goalpost in mind. How long do you expect it to take a player to get to level 15? Ballpark.
Yeah, ballpark for 15. That's tough because I don't have it memorized, but I would say, want to say 1 to 3 months of interacting with the Q's trials daily, but I might be overestimating. I want to like check my spreadsheet. and see if I can pull
Yes,
it up.
spreadsheets, yes.
Yeah.
Send it. Listen, you don't even have to read it. Send it to me. We'll put it on the screen, and then we can all talk
Yeah,
about it.
let's go ahead and say
Just
no
send it
to
on
that
over.
one.
So
Yeah,
just
no big
publish
deal.
proprietary information there, DJ. It's going to be
Yeah,
no
all of
problem.
our internal documents, let's put them on the screen. No big deal.
All right, just give us
3 months.
just give us
You
5
were
seconds.
talking about level 15?
Yes.
Yeah,
Or-
on a rare. Yeah. And Bubba, while he's looking at that, can
So
you help
I
me
need to-
source these? Where
I need
do
to-
the
I need
Yeah?
to correct you. There is a ship in the game that gets north of a 700% mining bonus to a specific material.
We're talking what, G5 rare mining ships?
Yes.
I was
All right,
pretty.
you
I was pretty
whale.
close. All right, so I'm going to stand by my 1 to 3 months. That time frame is pretty good.
Okay.
Wow, that is shocking to hear. You're confident in that, Brandon?
We talked about, you said kind of a middle of the road, like my
Yeah.
assessment rating's not super high or low for where I'm at as a player working on rares, right?
Okay, so let me ask this question then, because we do know that some of these are available in the ladders, some of them are available in the store. So let's talk about this for a second, if you don't care. Let's talk about the faction mining lasers, for example. Bubba, you may be able to help me with this, or Brandon. Where specifically are the faction mining drills coming from? Are those paid only right now?
Those are pay only right now.
They're $50 a piece in the web store.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So they're in the
And
web
I think the
store.
unlock comes with like a little bit of upgrade materials, and yeah, those ones are premium only right now.
So let's talk about that aspect, if I may. And Echo is already clenching his butt cheeks. He's getting ready to jump in. Okay.
This entire time with some of this stuff that you've been
I mean-
tossing out here right now, DJ.
Brandon said-
Tiberius asking for-
Tiberius-
I'm over here sweating bullets.
Brandon said
Can I
right
mute
now,
him?
so yeah.
Can I mute him, Tiberius? Is that okay? Can we just mute Echo? Can we do that?
I got you,
I'm
DJ.
Bro,
I can mute
Click.
him.
Thank you. Thank you. Brandon, with respect, obviously there's some premium content here. However, the ladders are constructed in such a way that as they currently exist, there's not a lot of flex there. Like we can't go and a few months from now add the faction mining lasers in there, right? They're pretty much fixed. So can you give me a little bit of insight into the technologies that we've got now? Clearly there will probably be other ways to source the ones that aren't grindable now. Can you speak to that a little bit? Are
Yeah, I
there
think
plans for some of the faction mining lasers, for example?
I think it's going to be something that we're going to look at sourcing in the future, like similar to officers and ships and other things. So over time, we'll consider like how can players acquire this, right? And we're going to have
Maybe
new
an
pieces
event
of
store?
tech in. I don't want to promise any event stores, but in the future there might be.
Ooh.
Yeah,
He
there
said
should be
event
more ways
store,
to do this.
Tiberius. Did you hear that?
I did.
Don't you dare swing that around.
He said event store.
It seems like a good place to put them, right? I mean, that could be a very premium reward that players would actually be very interested in, especially those G5 players who are always complaining they have nothing new to acquire in those stores.
Oh,
Tiberius. Don't embarrass
Tiberius.
Bubba.
And that's
Also,
It's not embarrassing. There is very rarely anything in the event stores
Right.
worth getting.
Bubba, would you
They
be
have it all, right?
curious?
They don't need it. Yeah.
See what he did there. That's very clever. Let me not trying to pigeonhole you into what could come in an event store or anything like that. So I'm not going to try to get there. But what about do you feel that you guys could be more liberal with the upgrade materials, protomatter, catalyst? Is that something that you guys feel like could go into an event store or that could be added to other loops? And what about away teams assignments? Echo, I keep coming back. Every single month I come back to away teams assignments. Like, away teams assignments are a great way to source
Back to that
needed
and
stuff.
shield recycling.
We talked early on about like should proto matter come from other places. We really wanted it to be introduced as like this is why you care about Q's trials and here's why you want to increase your rank. So I think at least in the beginning it'll be the primary source or the only source. I could see in the future maybe there's some other event store or refinery or some other way to get more of it.
Away
Right, we
away
might be
teams
allowed
does
that,
seem
yeah.
like away teams
Yeah.
does seem like a natural place to put some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we make a Q's trial away team that's just like incredibly hard to complete.
No, and Tiberius, you and I have actually talked about this in the past. And Bubba, we've shared this kind of idea on the show. And Tiberius, I invite your thoughts on this. I'm going to kind of pose a question, but I'd like for you to kind of follow up with it a little bit. Brandon, there have been features in this game that do seem like they have a lot of potential, right? Forbidden technology actually feels like it has a tremendous amount of potential. Even Q's Trials feels like it's got a tremendous amount of potential, even with respects to future ladders and future technologies and sourcing and like I mentioned earlier, if it ran alongside with new arcs to have new ladders that source things. Scopely doesn't seem to have the best track record at coming back to refresh things. Away teams assignments would be a perfect example. There's a ton of potential there to use it to source things. And I think Q's Trials has a similar potential. Yet that is something that Scopely doesn't like to explore a great deal. Is that
Why would it-
some?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt DJ. Go ahead. I
But you
apologize.
did.
I thought we
But you
muted him.
did.
I thought we muted him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was muted. I thought it was fine. I'm just over here. just, like,
So
playing some
Brandon,
music.
yeah. So Brandon, let me ask from a design perspective, because you obviously work with a team, and you guys are cranking out new stuff all the time. Can you talk to us a little bit about the design insight into always, creating new things, and is there priority or is there the the creative thought process on how to integrate new content into old content?
Yeah, that's a great question. We often are balancing between we need to make something new or new game mode, new content, and how do we keep something that's been in the game revitalized and relevant for the players and still enjoyable. I would say both Geese Trials and Forbidden Tech, like you said, have a lot of potential there. We do want to keep those evergreen. We want to make these relevant for players in perpetuity. So we need to come up with clever ways to integrate some content and come up with additions to those two game modes in the future. Some of that might be new Forbidden Tech. There's definitely going to be new difficulty levels in the future. I'm confident in that because your steps are going to get stronger. And then we don't want a player to get to the end. We don't want them to say like, "Hey, I'm done. There's nothing up here." You know, like no, there'll always be something for you to like strive for in the Q's Trials because
You want a
Q can
Kobayashi
snap his
Maru.
fingers. Exactly right.
So, and to just to be the defender of Scopely, if I can for a second, DJ.
No, that's not
Yeah.
allowed here, Bubba Joe.
Echo! God, I am
Oh.
going to mute you. God, go ahead, Bubba.
Away Teams Assignments has been updated twice since it released. Remember it added actually I
got
think 3
rainbows.
times. It got traits, it got rainbows,
Traits
then
and
they added-
rainbows. Traits and rainbows happened in the same arc. That was the same.
Okay,
update.
so traits and
And
rainbows,
the
that's one, and then
filters?
the second one was the intelligence mistress.
That's true.
There was
So-
the UX
yeah,
improvement of the filters as well, right? Where you can like select.
I mean, they've
stats.
done
Yeah,
some
that-
UI improvements as well,
Yeah.
but like
Sure.
those are functional changes to away teams assignments. Which I'm not saying it couldn't be better. I agree with you that these rare things could be introduced to away teams assignments and probably not upset the balance too much because it's not like you're guaranteed to get the assignment that you want anyway.
Right.
But I mean, away teams assignments is actually the example of something they have updated more than a couple of times since it initially launched. Things like the chests for the solo Dominion armadas haven't been touched. The chests for the Borg armadas haven't been touched, although that's a little bit more recent. Like there are a lot of other features that just haven't been touched that could incorporate some of this new feature to bring new life to some of these things that maybe players are ignoring now. So I think that's the idea is how do we allow ourselves to get some of this stuff, even if it's not exclusively in this loop? And I think that's a valid question, and it sounds like that's something they're thinking about. But I think that there's definitely room for improvement there, especially with the numbers that we're talking about. You know, in terms of the amount of proto matter that you need, the fact that you can fail it, that it's not a fixed amount that you're going to have to spend to do these upgrades.
Yeah.
Um,
It's something Echo and the community team is really great about is bringing this up. We have a weekly community sync, and they'll bring up like, "Hey, players are really hungry for this," and then sometimes we'll say, "Okay, well, how can we source that more in the game? Right? Where do we put this? Right?" Like,
Bubba Joe, let me ask you a question real quick because I know we're drawing short on time. Can you give me one of the rare technologies that's available in the Tier 2 tree? I don't remember. I'm not there yet, and I can't see inside it, so that's what I'm curious about. And Brandon,
Sure.
I've got another question, and the
So
only reason I'm gonna ask this question not about the mining one is because it's pay only. But actually, you know what? Maybe this is a good question, Brandon. All the rares, are their upgrade costs the same? Like whether it's paid or sourced, is the proto matter and the tier up catalyst and the tech reactors, is that the same across all rarities?
we did make them the same across rarities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me
Same
ask
with
you
like
a-
their unlocking of the buffs, thresholds, or the same tiers, all of that. Yeah.
So, Bubba, which rare is it that comes in the Tier 2 ladder?
So the Tier 2 ladder has more of the uncommon shards and the epic that we
It's
talked
that
about.
one, the interface cloaking device.
The interface cloaking device, no. The interface
be.
cloaking device is not sourced in Tier 2. Its tokens are in Tier 3.
Oh,
three.
okay.
So
Okay.
it's
Sorry, I
the
just meant from the
Metreon-
ladder. Yeah.
That's okay. All right, so I've got two questions for you. You've got your spreadsheet out. A moment ago, you said that a rare would take 3 months. Average, very broad, okay? Community, nobody needs to
Ye-
hold that.
You were saying like level 15 range. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Can we go deeper? Level 30 or even level 45. What is your lifespan for this feature? How long do you think it would take to get a rare to level 45?
To max it out, what's it, a year?
So this is really tough to math out because there's a couple of different, like how much proto matter are you getting per day? What's your assessment rank? Because the amount of chances is going to increase or lower the amount of proto matter required. Now we did model all those different scenarios, but like it depends on where you're at on that spectrum, right? There's like, what level am I upgrading? What's my assessment rank? How much proto matter am I getting per day? And that's why it's so important for players to raise their assessment rank.
And then there's the RNG factor, right? Because of course you could just fail 12 times in a row, or hit successes 12 times in a row, even when it's only like a 50 or 60%.
You could be
benevolence is
Bubba,
gonna
or
go
you
up
could
to, like,
be
2%. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. It'll go up to like 2.5%. It'll be fine.
You know, before we move on from this point, because somebody brought this up earlier, and I just want to make sure, as long as we're talking about ideas, with Q's benevolence, in addition to that, you know, giving you an extra percentage of things, is there any possibility that if you failed, you could get a refund of part of your materials? So it would not take you so long to acquire these to try again.
Yes, I like that. That's good, Brandon. That's good. Write that down.
I don't know. I don't remember who it was in chat. I'm sorry. Somebody scrolled by it really earlier, but it was like 20, 30 minutes ago.
That.
But I saw that idea and I loved it, and I made a note and wrote it down.
That's a great idea.
So
yeah, like a little, credit back, a little pity refund.
Right.
might feel better, like you were saying, if
Right.
you
Yeah,
have
it
enough
could feel a little bit
I mean, if it costs 5,000 to try to upgrade the Epic and you fail it, it's like, well, I got to wait a whole month before I can even try again, or maybe I get 25% back, and now it only takes me 2 or 3 weeks. So I feel like
I think we should get the percentage back that was our failure percentage. So if it was 64%, then we should get 36% of our proto matter back.
I was thinking the other way. I was thinking if it's
I'm even
64%
better with that.
successful,
Give me 64. Yeah, give me 64% back. That would be brilliant.
because only to their point earlier, if you're trying at 10% to achieve something, you don't want to get 90% of your materials back and then you can just keep trying. If you're trying at 10%, you're only going to get 10% of your materials back, and therefore it discourages you from trying to be reckless like that.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea, Brandon. I really like that. That's actually really good.
That's why you brought me here, right?
Galvanox. Hey, good job, Tiberius. Good job, man. I like that.
So
can I
DJ,
circle back
very
to
quick,
the bookends?
very quick.
I
am
know.
wrong.
I need to circle back to the bookends here. Oh, about the rare?
I'm wrong about the rare. The cloaking unlocks after you complete the first milestone of the Tier 2 trials.
Okay, so in Tier 2 trials, you get the cloaking device after the first
You
milestone.
do the first milestone of all 3, that will unlock it.
Okay, and this one's not bad either, to be perfectly honest, guys. When we're looking at these buffs, these are substantive, okay? So that's kind of why I asked that bookend question. Brandon, if we're looking at Tier 1, Level 5, damage when cloaked, 210%, that's not anything to shake a stick at, okay? Like, it's not earth-shattering, but it's certainly impactful. But now, if we come down here, increasing damage when cloaked, even at level 15, which you're thinking a player could do that in roughly about 3 months, all right, that's 1,000%. All right. I asked you about how long it would take a player to max out a rare. You say that it fluxes, but could you give us some bookends? I mean, 12 months, 24 months?
No, I think in between the 6 to 12 month range, depending on your speed. Obviously, you can go faster. I mean, players that have a really high assessment rank will go faster than that even.
Wow.
So Bubba Joe could do it in 6 months, but, might take the rest of us.
Luck.
It's going to take me a year and a half.
Right.
Yeah. It'd take me a year and a half. Okay, so let me ask the same kind of question. I want to come down to the Metreon Cascade, because this, again, is one of the ones that is very popular. It looks like it has amazing buffs. All right. For example, level 15, tier 3, 1,100% damage boost against hostiles. And, Bubba, you and I were talking about this the other day. The Tiberius, this is stronger than the brand new Prime they just launched this month, right? 450% hull health is better than the new Prime they just launched this month on an epic, Brandon. How long would it take a player to get to, say, level 15, and then give us some decent bookends on level 45? This is an epic. It's going to cost more. The odds are worse. Give us some bookends of your expectation of lifespan on this thing.
I actually think I overestimated a little bit on the rares. I think it's less time on the rares and closer to 8 to 12 months on the epic. So I think I was thinking of an even more long upgrade than what it actually was.
But also remember, this is if you're using every piece of upgrade material you have, and you're not worried about the building, and
You're
you're
focused
just
on this one piece.
Right. If
Right, yeah.
this is your sole focus and your sole goal,
yeah,
and
this is
you're
your North
locked in.
Star.
Yeah.
Well, and Tiberius, we talked about this a little bit ago. There is, Brandon, let's circle back to this real quick.
That's
and I've
also
got
for
one
a
or-
middle of the road TOA or accused
Yeah.
trial player, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I've got one or two procedural questions for you before we run out of time. But Tiberius, let me ask this again, because we were talking about this earlier. There is a strategy to this, right? Like there is a time when you should be investing into upgrades, and there's a time when you should be investing into the building. Can we touch back on that, Tiberius? Like you had said, if, for example, if we're stuck in tier 2 ladder, we should not be putting anything into the building, because if we can't finish tier 2, what are we going to do with tier 3, right?
Right.
So we're going to put the stuff into the artifacts. Brandon, do you feel like that is solid advice from the creator of this? Like, is there a track that a player should be in based on their progression in this loop?
Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Can you repeat?
That was a really long question, Brandon. Okay.
I was thinking a little about it. It's my fault, DJ. Also, I'm sorry.
I'm
but
probably
we're-
starting to get tired. I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine why. It's only 2:00 in the morning, Brandon. Come on, wake up. Do you feel that the choice that you presented in this loop between upgrading in the building and upgrading in the technologies,
That
do
fork in the
you-
road that we talked about earlier, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have an intent with that? Like, do you think that there's a spot where, for example, if they can't finish the tier 2 ladder, there's no sense in them pushing the building to get to tier 3? Is it your intent that they be investing into the technologies? And then if they're done with the ladders and they've got the technologies and maybe they want some more, then they should be investing back into the building? Like, was that your design with that fork in the road?
Yeah, and I think the reason we want players to keep pushing on that building level for the quarter queue would be to allow them to upgrade back easier in the future, because they have more proto matter per day that they're getting as an inflow, which is going to be useful on trying to finish any pieces they're currently working on. And if a new piece comes out, hey, that you really want, you're going to want proto matter for that. So having your building level up is the best way to do that currently.
All right. Now, procedurally, I've seen one or two questions in the chat. This was a great question. It hasn't been addressed. Brandon, what happens if I earn shards of forbidden technology that I already own?
Yep. It acts more like officers when you get like extra shards after maxing them out to rank. You get the transporter patterns. In this case, you get refinery dust, or refinery. Is it called refinery dust? Sorry, forbidden tech credit fragments, or it's hard to read in there.
Credit
Small.
pieces, yeah.
Credit pieces, which you can convert for forbidden tech credits to be spent on in the refinery. The same sort of credits that you earn from doing the daily goals.
Yeah, so what happens is, guys, you'll get the transporter dust, just like the officers. Then you can redeem them for actual refinery credits, which you bring back down here to get additional fusion rods, more tier-up catalysts, or, well, I guess at this stage, that's it, right? The refinery credits for the fusion rods and the tier-up catalyst at this stage. Do you see, as we get ready to wrap up, Brandon, do you see iterations to this on the short-term horizon? Are we seeing only step 1, or is this your feature in its entirety?
I know we're working on some bugs and polish in the short term that we want to improve here. So I do expect some evolutions to come up in the next month or two. I don't want to give the exact time frame, but yeah.
But you're talking about minor little touches, your punch up list, things like that. Not like, oh yeah, by the way, next month there's this whole new thing that we didn't even talk about with, yeah. This is 99% of what the feature's going to be.
In the short term, yeah. And in the future, I do think there might be a couple of huge punches that you're talking about, but I don't want to commit to those or say when yet.
No. The future's unwritten. We know.
So Eco doesn't tell me, if I've said the wrong
He's
things
muted.
afterwards.
Don't worry about it. He's muted. He can't hurt you. It's fine.
You
Don't
guys
worry.
got plenty
This
of
is a
time to
safe
change your
space.
mind. It's okay.
It's a safe space right here.
Just
Well,
because he's muted doesn't mean he's not listening.
I know. Bubba, let's get ready to wrap up here because it is awful late, and I appreciate, Brandon, the time. Let's go
Yeah, thanks
round
for
the
having me.
horn. Let's go round the horn. Tiberius, myself, Bubba Joe. One question. Oh, Ripper, you snuck in here. I forgot. You've been so quiet.
I've been here the entire time, and you know
I
that.
know. But you never jumped in with some kind of insult or anything. I'm just kind of wondering. So let's go.
What do you mean insult? What?
Usually it's me. Let's go round the horn. One question for each of us. It can come from the chat. Tiberius, we could look at the chat. It could be from your chat. By the way, hello to Tiberius's audience out there. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Tiberius, you got like a whole other side of the world thing going on over there, right?
Other side of the world thing?
Yeah, like it was just, we're covering the globe. It's a bad joke. Let's go round the horn.
I was going to say, I'm in
Bubba
New
Joe?
Jersey. I don't know how much far away from you that is, so.
Oh, dude, you're like right down the street. Or, it's fine.
There you go.
Let's
Next
go
time we'll
around
do
the
this
horn.
from your house. It'll be easier.
Yeah, Bubba Joe, it can come from the chat. Take a look and see what we've got in the chat. Tiberius as well from your chat. Ripper from your brain. And I'll take a look at the chat as well. We'll go around. Brandon, if you got time for one quick question from each of us, and we'll get ready to wrap up. And I do want to thank you very much for being here. It's very, very cool that you took the time to be here, and I appreciate that a heck of a lot.
We hope you had a good
Bubba-
siesta to prepare for this. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You ready?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, Brandon, thank you again for your time today. But my question is this. So in the refinery, the two of the bundles are based on the level of the building within a range. And then the third bundle is based on ops level. And the third bundle is the building materials, which are using the tightly controlled proto matter that you need to upgrade. And it seems to me that the thought process from design was, hey, you have a higher ops, you have bigger ships, you could do more of these trials more easily. But early on, you're not getting that benefit, right? Early on, you're getting fewer of the proto matter, and you're being penalized to the redemption in the refinery. Is there any consideration to maybe tying this one back to the building, or tying it back to your rank so that it represents where you are in the ascension, as opposed to your ops level?
So you mentioned it feels punishing, right? Because you're saying that it takes more proto matter as you increase your ops level, right?
Yes.
Correct.
I do think there's something we're looking into there. It's like often we prefer to have, as you go up in ops levels, the output is increased, so the cost doesn't necessarily go up. I think
and that's the other option, right? Is if there was more materials for a higher ops, and
Right.
even a higher cost, then that feels a little bit better, right? But it's the same amount of materials, right? So it's just like, why are we paying a penalty to get the exact same resource when we're at the exact same place as everyone else as we're progressing through this trial?
What I can say is we know that there's an issue there, and we're looking into it. We don't have exactly a final answer on like, here's how we need to change it or improve it. I do think it could be better.
It's on the table, though.
Perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly acceptable that you're looking into it. That's
The fact that it's acknowledged
Right.
is actually really awesome. I'm really glad you guys are looking at that. I look forward to seeing what you can change there. That's actually great. Tiberius, you got anything out of the chat? Because we've got like 20 seconds left. I might not even get mine in. So allow me to allow Tiberius, my very special co-host today. Thank you, by the way, for being here. Did you have fun? This was exciting.
I had a lot of fun. If you shut up, you might have time to get your question in. I'm kidding.
Damn.
Real quick.
All right.
So, because
Spicy.
mine's a very short
Damn.
question. So everything with upgrading and things, queues, trials, all that, it's all linked to assessment rank and things. There are no ops locks, whereas like an ops 50 player versus an ops 30 player can't get certain tech, correct?
I think the only case where there is an ops lock is actually the acquisition of the mining 3 rares and then the epics. So some of those, we didn't want a player who's way too low level to get their hands on like one of the PvP epics at level 19. So I think they unlock it maybe mid 30s or low 40s. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but yeah.
Okay, so there are ops locks and restrictions for some of these some of these different techs as well. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Go, DJ, back to you. No, back to you.
No, you know what? I'm being pinged privately that we are 19 minutes over schedule. So like I said, I'm going to give Tiberius
that
the last
all?
one. Really, truthfully, Brandon, I know you say that you've watched our stuff before. That 19 minutes late is like an hour early in DJ Standard Time. Like we got time to go.
I tried. I'm sorry.
Eventually,
It's
Echo
my
and
fault for
Beck
being
are gonna
late.
start telling you to end your show as you're starting it, just so you can get out of here on time.
I know you're gonna have 15 minutes. That's all you're gonna have, and they'll have an hour and a half blocked off. Brandon from Scopely's Game Design, live from Barcelona tonight, guys. Thank you so very, very much for taking the time. I hope that you had a good experience here. We hope to have you back.
Yeah.
This has been a very involved and deep mechanic. So, now that you get to breathe a breath of fresh air, Brandon, what's next for you, my friend? What are you working on now?
That's a great question. I'm going to put something crazy in that we're going to talk about hopefully in the future again. I want to come back and talk about that one next time.
I love the fact, Bubba, that when any game designer says, I want to do something crazy. All right? Yeah, I like that.
Crazier than 62 currencies, right? Crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Listen, he's like, I've got a record to beat, and I'm going to do it. All right?
Coming in, I don't even want to see it, Brandon.
Brandon,
If it's so many currencies in this new feature.
Eco's calling in sick that day. Yeah.
Yeah. Designer Brandon, live from Barcelona and Scope
Bravo.
Game Design Department. Thank you so very much for making
Thanks much
time
for
to be
having
here.
us. A lot of
Appreciate it.
fun.
Hasta luego, Brandon.
Ladies
Thank
and
you.
gentlemen, from Scopely's Game Design, designer Brandon will be back in just a second. Thank you, by the way. We'll be back in just a second with Echo. We'll spend 3 or 4 minutes with him. And I'll wrap up here with Bubba Joe as well, and we will actually explore a little bit. Bubba, some people have asked, DJ, did you buy all of that forbidden technology? No, I didn't.
Trader bought
Tiberius,
it for you, didn't you?
Trader bought it, yes. That's right. Tiberius,
So you're free to play on it.
Let's not start this argument again.
What we'll do, Tiberius, is actually we probably don't need to take a break. We're on Twitch. It's fine. We'll just hit the.
So what are you going to go to commercial or something?
I do need to get it. I need to refill my tea, Bubba Joe. Okay, I'm drinking a tea.
You go ahead and do that.
Tea.
I have something I can talk
You
about for a
have-
minute. You go.
You
Wait.
have
DJ is
servants. They're
drinking a
called
tea?
kids.
I approve.
I'm drinking tea.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it. It comes in this gallon jug. I didn't steep it myself.
Is it from Chick-fil-A?
And,
Oh.
Wait. What is this?
This
comes in-
is my tea.
It comes
It comes
in
in a really
pints.
interesting yellow can. It's called
It's a
Twisted
gallon.
Tea for some reason. I
No,
don't know
it's a
why.
gallon.
It's twisted, though.
Wait, I think you have misunderstood what a tea is.
It's not from Chick-fil-A? What? Oh, what do we got? Okay.
I know. I'm very uncultured. I'm drinking tea out of a gallon jug.
I
But
mean,
I
I would
drink
be
a lot of it.
straight from the jug. I wouldn't even be putting it into a cup.
I needed ice. I needed ice in it. There's ice.
Go.
In my very cool Star Trek.
Go get
kitty
some
cat
ice.
tumbler.
It's okay. I have something I can fill a minute or two with that I think, as long as we have 500 people here, would be really awesome to do right now.
All right. Do it.
We totally won't destroy your channel here.
I'm not worried about it.
So, one of our other fellow content creators, It's Lube, who is a proud member, one of the guys who created the STFC Officer tool, along with Stewie Doo and their team. He's been creating his own Twitch channel and YouTube content for a little while now, and his YouTube channel is getting close to certain metrics. And he and I have a little bet going on where he will have to do something rather, some people might find it embarrassing, some people might find it entertaining and humorous.
I did hear about this.
And we need 200 subscribers and about 2,000 hours of watch time by the end of July. And with the number of people online watching us right now, I think we can get there well ahead of those metrics. And I think Lube's really going to enjoy that.
He pretty much has to take his clothes off. If I'm remembering, if I heard this right?
Not quite entirely, but yeah, something along.
Mankini in a hot tub or something like that.
Something like that is what he threw it out there, and I was like, oh, that challenge is accepted. So
yeah. Newbie Luby. That's going to be his new handle. I like it very much, Blue Mandalorian.
So we're just gonna.
This is an
What we'll do
entirely
is-
different Twitch
We're
content.
just gonna go ahead
Yeah.
and put those in the chat right there for all the people. If you want to just click that link, give them a little clicky on the subscriber button over there, and
Thank you.
and watch a video or two. I told you
So,
I'd get you.
There you go, Lube. Congratulations. We're going to get you to affiliate real quick here. Now, one of the things that I saw come up in the chat a little bit ago, Tiberius, and Echo is still with us. They said, DJ, did you buy all the tech? No,
yeah.
I didn't. I did not. However, Echo, still with us? You there, buddy?
I am here.
All right. You said that you wanted players to feel this tech, even potentially at early levels, right, Tiberius? That's what he was talking to us about. And for example, we can come in and see, for example, that as far as upgrading some of this stuff, we're not going to be able to really do that for you, okay? We don't have the proto matter, just like all of you guys, right, Tiberius? Like we don't have the proto matter to do it. But we wanted to kind of look and see, Bubba, if any of these have a substantive early ability, right? Like we could look at the mining laser one, for example. Now, again, at tier 1, it's only 10%.
Right.
But going back to the blog post, we can see that some of these are pretty good, even at level 5.
Click
right?
That one I think has a pretty big jump at level 2. Can you go in and see what it is when you go to try to upgrade it?
I have no proto matter.
Which
but
one
yes,
are we talking
it
about?
is-
Click upgrade.
Oh, I do. I can.
It's 50%. Yeah.
50%. So it would go to 60% then, even at level 2.
Which,
Right.
again, 60% is not huge, right? We have sort of big numbers here.
Right. It's an
But
officer. Yeah.
that's a significant jump, right? Going from 10 to 50%. Or 10 to 60% in that.
Yeah, it is. Well, you come over here, even at level 5, Bubba, it gets all the way to 210%,
Right.
even at level 5.
You're
Those
getting-
are some substantive jumps.
You're getting 50% per level.
Yeah, so those are some pretty good jumps. I would like to see if some of these have a decent effect. For example, Bubba Joe, I eventually am kind of looking forward to using the Thalaron radiation because this one, of course, it's going to take me a while to get there. But this one is specific to Romulan ships, Tiberius. So if we come down now. I'm honed in on what Brandon said, Tiberius, and I'm curious your reaction on this because you're a math guy too. For an average player, Tiberius, run-of-the-mill, fully engaged, he thinks that we can max this epic in a year. Now, Bubba, if we were able to max this epic in a year, let's find the Thalaron radiation one here. I don't even know where it is.
It's down towards the bottom.
It's the bottom. It's the very last one.
Okay.
Also,
no,
a
that's-
browser has a
that's
search feature, by the way.
Yeah, I'll get around to it. Okay, here we go. Thalaron radiation. Here it is. Okay. Let's pretend here, Tiberius, that we can max this thing in a year. Just pretend. Because that sounds crazy to me. All right. Sounds crazy to me, but maybe it's true.
It would be
800%.
it would be a tremendous buff to any player if that was possible. But I am skeptical of that timeline for the majority of players out there.
Yeah, I wonder about that timeline. I mean, it seems aggressive, but I will tell you, Bubba Joe, we've talked in the past about primes. We've talked about grind time for substantial bonuses. Let's just pretend for a second. That it did take a year to grind out level 45 of an epic. Is that feels worth it, I think. That's huge, right?
Yeah.
You can't
That
source
would
an
be
epic officer in a
absolutely-
year, right? So
Yeah,
Well,
could we,
you
that's
can't.
a good. Tiberius, he's a whale. He buys them.
well, yes, but I
Oh,
mean,
sorry.
could your average player,
No.
could you grind out
No.
through features and through dailies and things like that? Could you get Picard? Well, you can never forget Picard because you can't get Picard. Could you get even Kirk out of the basic faction credits? Could you get him maxed within year 1? Probably not.
No. I
Uh,
do.
Well,
Close.
actually,
Close.
I think you can.
I bet you could. I bet the three you could. Kirk, Nero, and Gorkon. I bet you could. Maybe not all three, but I bet you could get them
But that's about
through
it,
the.
Are you
right?
not getting
through,
a year with field training these days?
say again.
Are you getting PMC in a year with field training editions?
You're unlocking them, but you're not maxing them.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason I say that you might get Kirk, Gorkon, and Nero is because DJ has the trademarked and patented mechanism for getting those
do.
officers, and they're in transporter patterns, and that is the other faster way, right? So you have the ability to do those officers or anyone who's already in transporter patterns because there's a mechanism that every player can do to get transporter patterns if they choose to invest in it. So that is absolutely a thing that you can do. Now, a new officer that comes out today is not guaranteed to be in transporter patterns in a year.
No.
Right. So could a player take and get a max an officer in a year? Yes, if it goes to transporter patterns, because all players have the ability to start earning transporter patterns by investing in the faction store. Do you
Indeed.
disagree with that, DJ?
No, I don't, and I'm still kind of just going back, and I'm stuck on this because let's think, Bubba. If we did, he did say one key word, all right, which I think we have to be a little bit careful of. We're already falling into this. How many people have been upgrading their uncommons or have been upgrading their common? I did. Look, my transphasic torpedo's already level 5. My tetracyanide's level 3.
Sure.
Like,
You had to
you know-
finish the event, right?
yeah. He did say that if you chose one, Bubba. So let me ask kind of a question. We'll ask the chat. Tiberius, this would be a great thing. Echo, this would be a great question for you. If
Okay.
Brandon thinks that we should pick one and go all in on it, and
Mhm.
if he's right, and 12 months dedicated to one, and you're looking at these level of bonuses, these right here, guys, these level 45 bonuses, if you gave 1 year to one of these technologies, which one would it be? I'm going to ask the chat. Now, I see Spock Monkey says not happening. Listen, there are things that they know that we don't. Okay? Echo, you would love to come out here and tell everybody, hey, listen, guys, don't worry about it. In month 3, we're going to increase the acquisition of this. In month 5, we're going to increase the acquisition of that. In month 6, we're going to have a new ATA. In month 8, there's going to be a brand new ship, just like the Titan, that gives proto matter. In month number 9, there's going to be an officer for this. Hey, don't forget about the 17 level primes that we're going to launch in each of these 4 months so you can get more proto matter. There's going to be things.
We know there's a
You
prime.
have said it. Obviously, there's a prime.
We know
coming.
there's a
All
prime
right.
coming in 3 months.
There's obviously a prime coming. All right, so, Stevens Aaron talks about this. I always go to him. If there is nothing else he's famous for, Bubba Joe, it's for telling me to hold my freaking horses. All right, it's always going to get better. And Echo, you say the same thing. So let's pretend, community. Let's just pretend that 1 year is the right number. All right, we don't know any other. We don't know otherwise. All we can do is see what it looks like now. It always gets faster. It looks slow as crap right now, but he's got spreadsheets. They say a year. So, community, if you were going to do one, which one would it be? Echo, I want to start with you. You wrote the blog post. You know these numbers probably better than almost all of us. If you were going to pick one, what would it be?
It's so hard because it really depends on like what you're going to be focusing on, right? Like, are you a diehard PvP player? Are you one that has 6 meridians and I'm going out mining everywhere, right? Like, it really depends. But for me and my money, I mean, the Metron Cascade Warhead is just, it's bonkers, DJ.
Yeah,
I mean, look
I
at
know.
everything. Damage against all hostiles PvE, an 1800% increase to hull health. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
That's insane.
So,
I mean, it really is insane.
Like, for everything, events, dailies, grinds, loot, like for all of your things, like that is just
you
nuts.
even say that may not be for PvP, but now, and granted, all right, I'm going to point out here, guys, that even on the Metreon Cascade, if you did want to use it for PvP, the best ability comes at tier 6 level 30. Like, if you wanted to use that for PvP, you've got a PvP ability in that, Bubba Joe, that maxes out at only level 30. All right, this
And
is
even
an
in
epic.
1 to 3 months, you're getting 450% hull increase at tier 3 level 15. Again,
That's
potentially. Those are
that's what he
very
says.
ballpark.
Now, here's the issue, because there's multiple of these new techs that add to the same values, increasing hull health, if this graphic is accurate.
Only
And
for that ship, though.
we are going to see, drastic diminishing returns on those things.
Again, Forbidden Tech is only for that one ship,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it's like your Forbidden Techs are like overlapping with one another because you can only have one equipped.
It's true.
So I know there's been confusion. Forbidden
And
Tech
that-
are like,
That's
you
true.
can only have one of them. They can only be on one ship.
And for example, Bubba, you and actually Blue, if Blue is here, he could probably pop up at this particular point because game design is off. We had to control the stage a little bit. But Blue, if you wanted to come up, because I know you've been working on some net math, and Bubba, you have been working on some net math. If you were an Ops 40, okay, and by the way, you are absolutely right, whoever says this in the chat, that the net gain would be variable by Commander Tiberius, but 1,800% hull health, that's a boatload of hull. I don't care who you are. That's a lot of hull for Bubba Joe, okay?
It's a huge number, no doubt about that. But, with researches and
Well-
primes and the armory and other buildings all adding to hull health, you've already got so many other places where these numbers are coming from that 1,800% might actually only be like 400% after all is said and done.
400% net gain is freaking massive, dude. I mean, look at your hull health right now and multiply by 4. You don't
That's
think
true.
that's a big deal?
That's true.
So it would not be that much for me.
Maybe not for you, but
So
for an Ops
to give you an
30
idea, DJ, to give you an idea, I just got to Syndicate 30,
Congrats.
which gave me 700% whole health bonus,
Okay.
and I
How much
had
more?
to go into the battle logs to see it. It was not a sizable percentage.
Ripper,
It ended up being about 10%. 700% was about 10%.
That makes sense.
18? Yes.
really?
Yes.
So
So,
you're saying an 1,800% hull health bonus is going to be a net increase of 30%?
25 to 30%, yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, maybe.
I mean, now
still-
that's not nothing. I mean, my hole is enormous, right? An
Right.
additional 25% means I might be able to survive the go home gun with my Daredex now, right? That's not nothing, right? But it's not going to be 4x for me. Now, a 50, it's an entirely different thing. Someone who's not at Syndicate 30, someone who's got an armory that's at level 20 instead of 45 or 50, 52 or whatever mine is at, right?
Right.
It's entirely different discussions, right? So it's not going to be 4x for everyone, but there are probably players where it's going to double their whole health. And that, can you imagine going from I can only hit 15 hostiles in this system to being able to jump that to 30 because you doubled it net, you had a net double? So
Though
these are relevant numbers.
Right. And it's
the
all
thing,
based
though, is,
modification.
like,
Yeah.
one important thing, like until you get to 1,800%, you will have increased all the other bonuses as well because tier 6 is going to take a minute.
Correct. And it's going to be increasing, right? At 450%, whatever that's going to be, but it's increasing. And you're not going to see it. Like, it's not going to go from 450 to 1,800, right?
Yeah,
You're going
yeah.
to see a small little change every time.
I don't
But
think
it's fine. I'm not upset with this. I agree with Echo. I think this is the best one they released. It's better to me than the cloaking. It's better than the faction ones, which are good for PvP. Of course, you know how I feel about PvP. And, the mining ones, I think that I might need the mining ones to prepare for G6 that is obviously not coming.
Why do you guys keep talking about that?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it's happening
I have
next
no
month.
idea.
What?
I have no
what-
idea.
why
I
are you
range. I mean, yeah.
Has absolutely nothing
As long
at
as
all to
Eco's
do
still
with
here
this.
and you wrote the blog post, can you clarify for me the red matter, what the tier 6
Yeah.
buff is?
I think I flip-flopped those around. I need to go change it.
Red matter? Let me look.
Yeah, you pointed it out to me earlier, and I just haven't changed it yet. I should go do that.
Oh,
like right now.
yeah.
That's my bad. I'm sorry. That's a user error on my part. Sorry.
It's okay.
So one thing is with the mining one is the 150% cargo capacity increase. I thought that was pretty notable because if you have Mavery, Ston, and 5, it's still like mid tier. That's 130%. So this already doubles that.
Right here, the 150% cargo capacity, level 30, which Blue,
Yeah.
he says you should be able to get to level 15 within a couple of months. So level 30 could end up being, what, 4, 5, 6 months? I mean, that's a sizable bonus there as well. Look at things that we do need cargo for. That could be Axion Hostiles. That could be Voyager. Could
Boosting
be
the
a lot
amalgam,
of things.
boosting all kinds of other ship. Yeah,
The
obviously.
tally.
Talios.
How about you Raiders? How about you pirates out there? Wouldn't you like to have some more cargo in your Talios when you fly up in there into token space?
That's the really interesting thing about Forbidden Tech is like they have a clear identity, right? The 4 buffs work together for something. But you've brought this up a couple of times now, DJ, Tiberius, Bubbo, everybody here, that even if you were putting it onto a ship that wasn't for, like, say, mining, like, there are buffs that are still going to make that ship better at what it does. Like you're saying, cargo capacity. Like, if you want to talk about any of them, they do have some versatility. Am I correct on that, DJ, or would you disagree?
No, I do think that they are kind of segmented, but there are 1 or 2 buffs, for example, like I was talking about with Metreon Cascade, that could have PvP implications, even though it's clearly a PvE technology.
Right.
You take a look at, for example, the Romulan one, which is very much PvP oriented. Let me go back down here. The Theleron Radiation, which is for Romulan ships.
Radiation.
Right. All right. So
Are
again,
we going back to the torpedo from yesterday?
Nice.
yes, that you're going to take all this forbidden technology and equip them on your vessels.
Nice.
All right.
Nice.
You look here at this one, which is clearly PvP. All right, very clearly PvP, but because you also get the whole health here, so I might even take back about the Metreon Cascade, because this one also gets to 1,500% at level 30. But you're also getting this PvP damage. You're getting crit damage increase when cloaked. This is on top of the other cloaking research that you're getting. So there are, this one's definitely PvP, and there's 3 of those.
Yep.
The Red Matter, which is for, I think, Federation ships, and then the Time Crystal for Klingon ships.
There you
Yeah,
go,
Bubba.
Divine. Slap the rare mining laser on a Fuchsia and go mine G5.
Well, Tiberius, you mentioned this a little bit ago.
Yeah.
With players using amalgam and Fuchsia and Meridians
Yep.
in deep space, I can see some of these giving a little bit more utility to some of those ships.
Yeah.
For example, you get a level 30 rare right here, okay? This rare, level 30, which Brandon says we should be able to do in a few months. You take Crystal and increase it by 1,100%, it's going to mine faster than my Cavort. It will.
Right.
That's going to mine on an amalgam or a Meridian. That will mine faster than my Cavort. Now, I could put it on a Cavort and make that even faster.
Double it up. Sure.
But
you don't have the warp range.
This is going to give utility to players who don't have the best warp range on their best miners.
You're not building the faction miners. You're building the amalgam because it's more versatile. You're building the Meridian because you need it for more things, and it's got the higher warp range to get to those systems. So you're not trying to use a disco or move in your base or those types of things. And now you have the ability to make it actually practical to mine these things instead of just taking up a spot and mining overnight and hoping to God someone doesn't come by and kill you for taking up a spot.
Echo.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I would like if you I would
No.
like for you to give me enough proto matter to take one of these lasers to level 30. Let's look at the difference on some of these ships. And this, by the way, Tiberius, did we not tell him earlier this is what we wanted to do?
It's a busy Monday. I can't grant it myself.
There was a breakdown in
Fortunately-
communication.
Fortunately, the person who can is watching right now. So, I would love to show the actual benefits of this as we scale it up. I will literally put it on a node, and we will level it one at a time and look at the speed increases. Do it right now.
You know what's
No!
interesting, DJ?
Go right now. Go click. Give me 100,000 proto matter. Give me what? No one even knows what it costs, Echo, because it's not on STFC.space yet. We don't even know. Yeah, look what Crispy Pete says in the chat, Echo. We have not even been able to see what these benefits are. Like, for example, just a minute ago, Echo, we're talking about these buffs. All right, but people need to see it. You want people to buy in. We got to show them.
You want a million latinum on there? You know,
No.
a
First
few
of
billion.
all, a million latinum doesn't help me. All right, see, that's why you don't understand, Echo. A million latinum is nothing. All right.
I thought you played.
I
this
don't
game.
need a
Come on,
million
Jay.
latinum.
Latinums.
Here's what we need. Here, let's do this. Tiberius, let's get in here. Let's get in here. Guys, we're going to do this right now. We're going to get excited. We're going to hype up Echo. Let me see your hype in the chat. Give Echo the motivation that he needs. Right, Tiberius? Give
Absolutely.
Echo the motivation that he needs.
We need to get this to level
Let's
30.
get in here. We're going to get a mining laser to level 30. Echo, let's do it. Let's show these people what you want them to spend money on.
DJ,
Come on, look at what?
DJ,
Yeah.
you're going to have not very good rates because of where you're at.
Right. It's going to fail a lot too as you scale it up.
That's why he needs to give me. I tell you what, Echo.
I am not giving you that much proto matter.
No. Listen. Here, I'll make you a deal right here, live on the interwebs. Tiberius, you're my witness. Okay.
All right.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. You give me whatever you want. Give it $1 million, and when we're done, you can take all of them back. You can take it back. You can take the proto matter back. I will progress through it as a free-to-play player. You can have them all. I just want to show their benefits of a simple $50 mining buff that you are trying to sell right now. And when we're done, you can have
I'm
it
trying to
back.
have a great conversation with you two. Like, I thought the conversation we were having about the different implications of, like, or the different situations where they can be put on different ships was really interesting. Because I thought that was the most interesting thing about this feature is that you can take a variety of different ships and turn them into different things.
And that is the
Or
the
use them for
wonder
different
of
purposes.
them, is the flexibility of them. But if you're looking at, well, I'm mining at 10,000 an hour, how much better is this going to give me? Is it going to give me to 15, or is it going to get me to like 50,000 an hour? Players kind of want to know what that difference is going to be before they start investing cash, and we want them to invest our cash, right? That's their whole goal.
Why are you guys always turning around to the money thing?
Because right now
You're
it's only
selling it!
it's only for
You're
sale.
selling it!
You can't
You're
get it
selling
any
it!
other way.
Let's go.
So
Echo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
DJ.
go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I can't do that, DJ. I literally
What?
can't.
Yes, you
come-
can.
Come
Yes, you
on,
can.
listen, Echo. Do you know all the advantages that I got by
Dragon?
What?
What were you saying, Bubba Joe?
That was
So,
Ripper,
DJ,
actually.
it seems like this is an opportunity to do this on another time when
He's not
people
going to
have had a
give it
chance
to me.
Prepare.
Oh.
You're right.
No,
and he's
no.
not going to give it to you right
No,
now.
you know what? I just want to point out, this is exactly what Tiberius and I were talking to you about, Echo. Exactly. This right here. Right here. This. This.
That face.
This over here. That's why we asked for the proto matter, so that we could show people. That's what they want to see. Look, that's what they want to see. That's what they want to see. Yo, Sergeant Epic, thank you for your 9-month resub. I appreciate it very much. Yes, I turned the sound alerts back on. That way you guys can all give Echo large, loud farts. Give him farts. Give him farts.
Why
ahead.
do you always gang up on me? DJ, I feel like you've been very hostile to me recently over the coming weeks.
Like a lactose
No.
intolerant
Yeah,
person eating quesadillas. Give him the farts.
Tiberius, you know what? I'm replacing DJ with you, Tiberius, so we're gonna have a lot of fun, nice chats moving forward. I'm gonna ask about your thoughts, ideas, your plans for the future.
East
DJ's
Coast.
old news. That's
DJ's a little spicy.
No, that's that Northeast. Got to represent, right?
I am not being spicy. That is not spicy. I'm just saying.
He turned me off. He's mad at me.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. No, in all fairness, okay, this is exactly what we were talking about. The people want to see, not to mention, hey, Blue Mandalorian, I bet that you would like to see what the upgrade costs are as we go through, because Brandon did tell us that all the rares were the same. So we could also extrapolate data. Emperor Echo. We can take these levels and we can see their upgrade costs as we go so that players can now begin to map their progression.
Show me the pain.
I love all the farts that you're getting right now, Emperor Echo.
That's good.
I can't
That's
hear
good.
them on Discord. Oh,
That's absolutely absolutely how you get good response is you send poop emojis and farts. Absolutely how you get
I think DJ should
favorable
get
How did they know the
response that you're
password?
asking a favor for.
I think DJ should get all the things, because if you look at the history of the things that I have gotten on my account because I was validating and testing exploits, that should balance it out.
Yeah.
Really, if you think about it.
Just saying.
I can get you like 70k proto matter. That's it though.
Or you could be like, we'll add second scrapper if DJs gets a tattoo.
hang on. Wait a minute.
Wait. Hold on.
The $100 pack that's currently for sale, the Forbidden Tech Upgrade Pack, has 94,000 proto matter and 18,000 tech tier up catalyst materials in it. Can you get the equivalent of that? Because that's what someone would have to spend $100 on to do these upgrades, and they could see how far they could possibly get the thing.
Yeah, that might be good. How far will $100 get you?
How far will $100 get you?
Not only that. All right.
Nobody's on. I can't get it that fast, but we can do a follow-up stream and I can try and get it.
If I buy it, can you refund my $100?
No. What am I
That doesn't work.
That's
Tiberius,
$100.
you're new here, okay? Getting Scopely to pay you back is like.
I knew it wasn't going to happen, but, you know.
Stop it.
I like to make jokes sometimes.
I'm working
No, you
on
just get a
those
free
10
Volta Latinum pack.
right now.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
All
sorry.
right.
I actually
you
am. I
got-
know you brought
DJ
it up to me. I understand. It's my fault. Just blame
Community,
me. Send all the
Here's
fart
what we're gonna
emoji.
do. Here's
DJ,
what we're gonna
you
do.
got your refund. You got mugs.
That was not
Oh my
worth
gosh!
$100.
I got 5 mugs, $200
All
a
right.
piece.
Guys, this is what we're going to do because it's science, and we love you here at this community. We're going to do exactly what Tiberius suggested. Tiberius, I'm going to spend $100, and we're going to show the people how far that they can get. What are we going to do? Are we going to do a mining one?
Here,
Yeah.
here. I'll split some of the cost with you. How about that?
Well, how are we doing that? Oh, look at you. You're such a sweet boy.
I was going to do the same
Thank
thing,
you.
DJ, so awesome.
Thank you. Echo, thank you very much for the 10 gifted subs. All right, community, I'm going
Take
to
away
let
one
you.
fart noises at least.
Yeah, well, all right. We'll turn off the fart noises for a minute, okay? Just for a minute. Where are they at? Where are the fart noises? Up there, got
It's
it. Okay, fart noises are off. I think, right? Yeah. Okay, got them. Now, Echo, let's.
Yeah.
Should we let the community decide which forbidden tech we're going to upgrade? We probably should, right? Community,
Definitely up to them. Yeah.
which forbidden tech? Now, remember.
Let's do a poll.
If we're gonna. Oh, okay. That's a brilliant idea.
That's why you brought me.
Okay. What forbidden tech do you want to see the 99 value on? All right, we'll do an epic. We'll do a rare.
Mining rare or a PvP epic.
Yeah, the mining rare or a rare PvP. We'll do the epic Metreon, or we'll do what? One of the epic PvPs, right? Is that
I don't
fair?
think you can do Metreon, right? You don't have that unlocked yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
you don't have
the
Metreon unlocked.
Metreon. I don't
You
have
can
Metreon.
you can do an epic. You can do a rare mining, but I don't think you can do a rare PvP, or you can do the uncommon or the common.
I do think the rare
Well-
mining might be a good sample piece in terms of accessible to all.
I think
But
that's kind of where I'm
But
at
the
too.
but the mining one is pay only.
It
right?
is a pay only. It's a $50 purchase.
Right.
But I
Right here.
thought I heard Brandon say that the costs are the same per rarity. So the mining to
Yeah.
upgrade is the same as the interface cloaking device.
Correct. That is correct. All of the rares have the same cost. So
we can at least cover the cost.
we can cover the cost. All right, so we probably don't need to do a poll. Let's just do a rare, right? Let's just do a rare. That's going to get us the most data because I agree the epic is going to be a lot more expensive and have a lot higher fail rate.
Very true with the
All
fail
right.
rate because it's 64% at tier 1, right?
Yeah. So why don't we do this with one of the rare mining ones? All right. And yeah, is that what we want to do, community?
Which,
what we wanna
which
do?
rare mining laser would you level up?
Oh
Personally.
God.
You have to pick one.
To me, honestly, it doesn't matter. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm mine with a Nova, so it's the same all the way across the board.
Okay.
I don't care. What do you guys want? What matter?
What
Or,
are you
let's-
working on, DJ? It's Romulan, right?
It's your
Yeah,
G5
Romulan.
faction.
So you got to do ore, right?
You got to.
No.
Yeah, I was just going to pick my G5 faction.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be ore. All right. So
Yep.
let's do the Romulan. Let's do the Romulan mining laser. All right. So.
All right.
Which I also
Um,
feel is most relevant for players too, because if they're going to start trying to move into the 40s, all the buildings in the 40s take a ridiculous amount of rare ore and things like that to
Yeah.
upgrade.
Lots of that. So here we go. We're starting out at base ground zero. Okay, we are level 1, tier 1. You probably already have this data. And I'm going to hide Echo's avatar here, if that's okay. That way, Blue can get everything that he needs. Okay. So, Blue, here we are at 1,450.
Thank you, DJ.
What's that?
What's your assessment rank right now?
My assessment rank is only completion of the tier 1 ladder.
500K, right?
All right. I'm at 500,000, which you can't see because it's behind my camera. But I have only
Okay.
completed the tier 1 ladder. I'm at 500,000. That is my assessment rank at this current time. Now, before we get back into the screen, let's go ahead and buy our pack. And just to be sure, it's this one, right? The Forbidden Technology Upgrade Tour Pack. Is that correct?
That looks right.
Why does
All
yours
right.
have a limit of 2 and mine has a limit of 1?
Well, whales be whaling, Tiberius. Okay, what can I say?
Is that a server age restriction?
No clue.
Because we're both
Ops
Ops 53.
1 second.
Am I looking at the wrong pack?
No, that's the same pack. And mine has the same
Server-
upgrade materials in it, but mine has a limit of 1 on it and yours has a limit of 2.
You haven't
Server
purchased one
8.
already, Tiberius?
No, I haven't bought anything yet.
So server 8,
Uh,
Ops 49, I have a limit too.
So it's a server age thing. Okay.
Listen, it might not. It might just be a visual glitch thing. If you buy it, see if it goes away.
Server needs those whiskers.
Oh, hang on. Let me
All right.
click. Let's find out, right? We'll do it together.
All right. Okay, cool. So you're buying yours. I'm buying mine. Here it's coming up on the screen. And boom, shakalaka. Whoop-ow! Whoop-ow! Oh, come on. Whoop-ow!
DJ's internet connection.
There it is. There it is. We got it. All right. I did use the web store. All right. So here it is. It popped in game. There we go. We got our stuff. Now, let's see if the pack disappeared for me. Nope, it's still there. Still got it.
Okay.
Same one. What about yours? Did yours go away?
I didn't buy it yet.
Oh, okay. Are you going to?
DJ pushes sales and purchases harder than I ever have in my entire life.
No, I'm just saying, like.
I'm messing with you.
Yo, Enforcer Troy, thank you for your hydrate. I am thirsty. All right.
Exala store completing checkout.
Very good. Very good. So we're gonna do. We're gonna.
Oh,
do
are
this
we
Robin
wailing?
one.
I'm sorry. I'll wail.
Oh, it does.
what-
Mine is still there.
See, it's just a labeling error.
Okay. Well, that's important to know for players. That sometimes
You can speak whale?
labels are not accurate.
Wish I could speak
Okay.
whale.
All right. So here we go. Blue Mandalorian, you got your pen and paper ready? Here we go. Level 1, 75%, having only completed the Tier 1 upgrades. It's going to cost me 32 tech reactors and 1,450 protomatter. Are we ready to go? Let's hit the button. Got it. There we go. Level 2 upgrade. We're going to collect it.
75%
right.
chance. Okay.
Keep an eye on Q.
It dropped to 74% for my level 3.
Keep an
Going
eye
to
on
level
Q
3.
as you're upgrading.
What's
I
that? What's
know,
that cost?
He flips everybody off. Now
I can't.
Blue,
I can't
we're
see
at
it from here.
1,550 protomatter. 32 tech reactors. All right, let's punch it. We're at 74%. By the way,
No whammy, no whammy, no whammy.
no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Ah! You son of a biscuit!
See, he didn't flip you
Oh.
off that time.
But it's okay.
Ah.
You got an extra
Oh, yeah.
0.75% for your next try.
How could you fail?
All right, now you know what? It's good that we failed. It is good that we failed because you know what? We forgot the whole core of the test, which was to put it on a mining node and put it on a ship so we could see the impact at every level. So we're going to come in here. We're going to swap it out. We're going to take the tetracyanide and we're going to swap it out with the Malon extractor, okay?
Wait, you said that you really like the Borg alcove, correct, for the Voyager?
Wait a second. Not Malon. Which one? Which one?
Romulan
Oh, here we
mining
go.
laser. It moved
gonna
up to
say
the
it.
front.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. All right, so we're going to swap out. There we go. Now, we are going to, let's take a look at, what do you guys want to see? G4, G3? How about G4? You want to see G4? We'll look at G4.
I want to see
mining
G6.
I know you do.
Do you though? Do you
I
though?
know you do. And
I
you
don't
know
want to
what?
see it now. I just want to see it.
Hold on. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a discovery to G5.
But the one system doesn't have, isn't shadowed. Velix, or
Hang
whatever it is,
on.
the G5, the 51 system in deep space, in Voyager space rather. Neckin, the one with the mining nodes. You can view into it. You don't need to move anything there.
I've been using these because nobody uses them. What is it called?
Neckin.
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 Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Cool. All right, so we have currently at this time we've got a level 2, which is 60% on ore. All right, 60% on ore. So we're at 62,580 here. All right, you guys see it? That's on G5. That's on G5, and oh crap.
What officers are on your?
You want me to take the officers off? You want me to take officers off so you guys just see the ship?
Yeah.
Or would you want to see the full benefit?
Yeah, get
Okay.
naked.
Yeah, get naked.
All right. I'll get naked. There we go. Okay, so we just have Dixon Hill, which, that's mining speed too, so let's take him off. Let's just take them all off. There we go. Okay.
You could have just put him on the bridge. Put the other
That's
two
fine.
below deck.
It's good. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look. We'll just look at all of them. Here's the G3 ore. G3 ore. Wow, 105,000. That is with a Nova, so hang on. You know what? I slotted it, didn't I? So this is with a Nova, and not everybody's going to have the same speed, but you will see the increase per level, okay?
What's the relative difference?
Yeah, the relative effect. All right, so there was G3. Here's G4.
But
I think they're saying.
But what's ore versus something else?
You need the base value first without, the tech on.
Yeah, so look at something that isn't ore.
As well.
Okay.
Because it should be the same as what your base would be.
So 103,590 on gas.
I mean,
106,
to be fair, he might have minute differences.
There's going to be differences because of my research, okay?
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, you want me to take it off? You want me to take it off? You guys want me to take it off? I'll take it off. Is that what you're asking for?
Take it off. Take it
I'll
off.
take it off. All right, here we're gonna pay to unslot it. Oh my God, it's 9,000. Jesus criminy. All right, we're taking it off. There we go. So, Blue, are you gonna make a chart here because I don't want to keep paying wasted currencies. Here we go. Naked
I mean,
Nova.
am I supposed to be recording this mining stuff?
All right, that tells me that he already is. 107,910 on ore, 103,590 on gas, 106,020 on crystal. These are my 4-star rates. Okay, I will also give you 3-star rates, which should be pretty close to the same. Gas, no, I guess they're not. 97,740 on gas, 100,440 on crystal, and 100,440 on ore. Then we're going to come and look at 5-star. 5-star gas, 43,512. Crystal at 44,772. And ore at 46,410. Now, we're going to slot the Romulan mining laser back at the 60%. Okay? Do you want all 9 of those again, Blue, or did you already get them? Yo, D-Lyle, thank you for your resub. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna focus on the G4, the G5 ore, and then just play it back if I need to look at other stuff.
48,930 on G5 ore.
Just timestamp 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Ore. 113,310. All right, and G3 ore, you're right, because it's only affecting ore, so we don't need to check all the others. 105,840. Now, let's upgrade it again.
Before you upgrade it, can we compare those two numbers to
did
see?
you just it just went down. It was at 107,910.
Yeah, because I took all my crew off. That's why I just gave you the base numbers. I gave you all the base numbers. I took all my crew off.
Oh wait, no, that's G3, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's. Yeah, I'm looking at.
You,
I missed the G4 initially. Okay.
Thank you for your sub. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. Ain't Games, thank you, by the way, for your resub. We've got, man, I'm very behind. Should I go say some thank yous real quick? There's a lot of thank yous in here. Papa Smurf, thank you. Sir Taco, thank you. Shadow Morph, appreciate you. Thank you very much. Started Epi. Thank you for your resubs. And Dominus Prime for the 100 kitty bitties. Indy Hoosier at the 11-month resub. Thank you so very much. Isaac for the 10-month resub. Yagadia, thank you for your 6-month resub. Savage Darkness with the resub. Thank you so very much. King Monson, thank you for your Prime. Al Boomer, thank you. Oh, that's OU Boomer. Thank you. Boomer Sooner. Got it. Thank you for your Prime sub. Appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Beck likes plants, resub to the channel. Thank you so much. Robin likes Harleys for your 5-month resub. Appreciate you so very much. Okay.
Also, I'm sorry, DJ. I would just like to take a second to thank, everybody here. I know it's a Monday night hosting it. It's late for everybody. But this has been really, really cool. And that you really greeted DesignerBrandon with open arms. And yeah, also, I know that we're here on DJ Stream, but make sure you throw Tiberius a follow if you got a minute.
Absolutely.
That's a
and shout out to his New Jersey audience over there. For some reason, Tiberius, honest to God, I thought you were in the EU, but I also thought Ripper was from
Yeah, this accent
France.
screams EU. Yeah, that's where this accent's from. Yeah.
Brandon's in Barcelona. Okay,
that's fair.
People
that's fair.
move. People move, man. All right.
They do.
They do. All right. We now have benevolence at 0.75%. Our costs remain the same, Blue. Let's try it again. Come on. Hey! Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Yeah!
We're going to do an Aussie here in a minute next time. I think the APAC region should be waking up about now, so they're like, what the hell are you guys doing?
All right, so we were successful that time. We got a level 3, which now takes us to 110% as confirmed. Yo, thank you, Sonoma Napa, for your 200 kitty bitties. Thank you. So now we can see, Blue, that at level 4, we would get 50% more boost. The cost is 1,650 proto matter and 32 catalysts. Our benevolence, by the way, reset. We're still at 74%. Let's check mining speeds. Ace, thank you for your 100. Kitty bitties. Here we go. Ore, G3. 110, 340. G4 ore. 117, 810. G5 ore. 51,030. All right, let's go again. Let's go again. Woo! Hit it. Hey! Ole, ole.
He's on a roll. Look out, folks.
All right, Blue, here we go. Uh-oh, Q's favors dropped to 72%, going to level 5. My level 5 cost will be 1,675 protomatter, 32 tech reactors. I'm at 160 at level 4. It's going to go to 210 at level 5. Let's come back out and check our mining speeds at G5 ore. We are now up to 53, 130. We're going to go to G4 ore, which is 122, 310, and G3 ore at 114, 840. Woo! Hey, Classy Pete, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. Ace, thank you for your 100 kitty bitties. And Angelicious, thank you for your 400 kitty bitties. Thank you. Wow, you guys started a hype train, huh? Are you guys actually excited to see how this forbidden technology actually scales? Because this is what I wanted. I wanted to see this, Echo. This is what the people wanted.
We tried to
All
tell
right, let's
him.
do it again.
I with the cost of my own dollars.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you. All right, here we go. Level 5, 72%. Tiberius, you're going to give me some good vibes on this, right? We're going to get it? We got it? We good? We got it? Guys, let's hit it. Woo! All right, here we go. All right. All right. All right, it's gonna fall off from here. Level 5, we're at 210%. Now, the tier 2 Blue is still gonna take 32 tech reactors, but now we're at 3,400 tier up catalyst, and my Q's favor drops to 60%. Let's check our mining speeds very quickly.
You said it's still 32?
Still 32 tech reactors.
Yeah, the
But we
reactors
move
don't.
over to tier up catalyst.
The reactors don't seem
Doesn't
to
sound like it
move up
changes.
much at all. Yeah, that seems really easy.
All right.
And it
G3
doesn't look
ore.
like the ability changes at all as you tier it, but we'll see that here in a second again.
We're gonna look. Yeah. 119, 340 on G3 ore. G4 ore. 126, 810. And G5 ore. 55, 230. All right, are we ready to go again? Are we ready to go again? Yeah.
So
Come on,
you're
DJ.
getting 50% upgrades on each of these tier levels, and then obviously we can do the math backwards and see.
Yeah, I don't honestly see, Bubba, you're right. I don't see what changes on this one.
You should unlock the second one, shouldn't you? The second ability, the cargo capacity, should unlock.
No, it doesn't unlock till tier
that-
3.
That does
Looks
not
like it
until-
unlocks at tier 3.
So tier
So
2,
wait,
you get nothing.
Oh, what the crap?
That's going to be interesting.
Nothing?
Well, the mining
Nothing?
rate's going to go up.
No, it's not.
Oh, yes, it is.
When
Maybe
you
not.
get to tier 2 and start leveling it up again.
All right, well, let's give it a shot. 3,400 tier
You get
up
the
catalyst. Here we go.
sense of pride and accomplishment.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Tier 2, let's go. Oh, yeah!
For those keeping score at home, his 50% increase has a net effect of about 4% per level.
All right, let's take a look. See what we got here at tier 2.
But they're still decent
Nothing.
numbers. They're still decent numbers.
Now, look. We got no bonus, but my favor went back up to 72%.
So your chance, your chance to tier up was bad at 60%,
Yeah.
but your upgrade chance is still 72% per
Now,
level.
let's just double check the mining, make sure nothing changed here.
It's still 210.
55,
Yeah.
230.
Yeah, you're still the same.
55,230. So
That's
there's
the
no
same.
graphical bug here. 126.
What was that upgrade
810.
cost?
Hang on.
It's the
I'll
same.
come back to it. 119,340. So it didn't change. Tier 2 is nothing.
Just tearing it up got you nothing. Now you have to level it again.
Wow.
All it
That's
did,
garbage.
all it did was unlock
That's
your ability to
useful
go
as-
higher.
It's about
That's
as useful as a tier 2 rare.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay, Blue, we're at 1,725 protomatter, 32
All right.
tech reactors. Here we go with a 72% chance at another 50% at level 6. Come on. Oh, you. Yeah.
Well, we knew it was going to fail at least once or twice, right?
All right, I got 0.75% benevolence. Let's try it again. You what? Ah!
But that's okay. 'Cause
Also,
now,
DJ, check your gifts tab real quick.
now your
Tearing up, you get a small
now
gift
your
when you successfully tear up.
now your benevolence has moved up.
Yeah, it's 1.5%.
From 2 failures.
From 2 failures, I got 1.5%. All right, let's go again. Let's go again. What?
Now we did see some people in the chat who were saying that they failed 3 or 4 times in a row on 75, 85% upgrades, and that was not a good feeling.
Well, there's this theory in Vegas. You just keep doubling your bet, and eventually you'll make it back.
Okay, let's go again. Hey, now I feel good again.
Just keep betting on black, right? Put it all on black.
See? Yep.
All right, so now all my anger
Does anyone
is
else
gone.
get the feeling that this is Q teasing you?
Yeah.
Oh, this is totally very Q accurate because he is a taunter, a trickster, annoying to all the characters on the show. So they did a very good job keeping this very thematic.
All right, so here we go. To go to level 7, Blue Mandalorian, 1,825 protomatter. Still 32 reactors. Let's go check our mining speeds. On tier 3, or G3 rather, G3 ore, 123,840. G4 ore, 131,310. And on G5 ore, 57,330. All right, let's pop back in. Now, hang on one second. Echo, I heard you say a second ago that there was something in looky here. So there is something that comes on the tier up. Is that what you were trying to tell us, Echo, that there is something that comes on the tier up? And that is right here. So we didn't see it.
A hidden surprise.
They tried to mess with us, Tiberius. It's like a fortune cookie. You had to go rummaging around to actually find your good fortune.
Okay.
Now, I
What
swear
is
to God,
in there?
I swear to God, if this is like
5 protomatter.
I was gonna say if it's like 25 protomatter, Echo, you and I are throwing down. All right.
Oh no, I don't even know what's in it. I was just talking to the designers, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
All right,
you got bells.
Hey, you got 15 yet. Hey, that's
The
okay.
loop is saved.
We got 50
There we
trial
go.
bells. Listen, now, you know what?
Hey.
You guys can make fun. 50 trial bells is enough to get your daily, your big daily, isn't it, Bubba?
It is.
50 trial bells is now listen, Wolfwood, you guys don't be fussy. That is enough.
It's enough to turn your
get,
3 to 5.
That's right. You get your big daily, okay? You get your big daily, all right?
And
Now, it's 75 Neiman for the little daily, but 50 more gets you the big daily, okay?
Yep.
Yes,
Also
Neiman,
that-
you're getting. Look here. Let me show you, because my cannot collect more bells. Oh, because I bought the pack.
And you just got 50 gifted to you.
Yeah. How many do I have? I need to do a couple then, right?
Right. But that's also more protomatter. Should help you with your next upgrade because now you're getting 2 extra.
I'm not gonna sit here and redo all these though. That's gonna take time. So let's
Right.
go back. Let's go back to what we were doing. I'll do those later. All right, Blue, are you ready? Are you ready, Blue? We're continuing
Yeah.
on to level 7, where my favor has now dropped to 71%. Okay, we're at 71% here. Let's hit it.
And what's the cost?
1825.
Okay, got it.
Hey, don't worry, Blue. Don't worry, Blue. I can show it to you on your screen again. I can show it to you on your screen again. It's 1825.
That's so
Double your
considerate,
bet.
Scopely.
You'll be fine.
All right.
So are
let's
you
look.
like 50% right now? 5 and 5? Are you 5 and 4?
I did not write down the success to fail ratio here.
Oh,
We should, yeah. We need counter
5 and 4.
I think
5 and 4.
5 and 4.
Yeah, you failed
Yeah,
4
'cause I'm
times,
level
right?
6 and I failed 4. So yeah, we're 5 and 4 here. 5 and 4. You know what? That doesn't feel like 70%, Bubba Joe. Just saying.
that means you got a string of good luck coming up.
Neither does 3 out of 24. It doesn't feel like 91%.
All right, let's go. Let's go for level 7 here, everybody.
That's an 80% chance, right?
You might need to take a break. Your face is a tiny bit red.
I was going to say, his wife's a nurse, right? Do we need to call her to come in and check his blood pressure?
I'm sweating. Just give me a second here. Okay. I need some more tea.
Do we know someone who can do mouth to mouth, just in case he falls off the stream?
I request Bubba Joe.
Request denied.
But Joe's like, I request you die.
All right. Here
I'll
we
show
go.
up to collect all the podcast equipment, and I'll relocate to my house.
72%. Here we go. We got to try it again. Hey! Ooh, yeah.
And we're doing so much science on this stream right
First
now.
try.
That's what we do, man. For science.
For science!
This is what the people wanted to know.
This
First
is what
time,
the
every
people
time.
wanted. This is what the people wanted. All right, here we go. We are now at 70%. Blue Mandalorian, we would go to 400% at level 8, and the cost is 1,950 proto matter.
So
Let's
you're
check
6 and
your
5
mind.
now?
You said
Yeah,
980?
Yeah.
I have to go back. Hang on.
He's actually doing...
I'm sure you'll see it again.
Shut up, Blue. G5, 59, 850. G4, 136, 710.
He's going up...
And G3, 129, 240.
You're going up 4% per level. Is your net
4%
gain.
net.
Yeah.
You know, that's not honestly that horrible. Here we go. It's 1,950. 1,950.
All right.
The music is louder. You guys don't hear me? Oh, God. Sorry. I must have gotten really anxious and hit the button on my board. My volume was way down. I probably did that when I was going crazy. Sorry about that. You guys hear me better now? You guys got me better now?
I think they're just thankful
Ole,
you hit the
ole,
button
ole,
before
ole,
you went
ole,
nuts.
Ole, 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 ole. All
Yeah,
right,
you're
sorry about
good.
that. I hit my slider. That's my fault. Okay, 1,950. Here we go, Blue. Let's do it again. Hey! Oh!
That was the last first try.
All right. Q's favor has dropped now to 69%.
Nice.
Which is a very lucky number for me, so I should be fine. 2,000 proto matter. 2,000 proto matter blue, 32 tech reactors. And this jump, guys, going from 400 to 100 to 500, that's a 100% boost.
That's a double upgrade. Nice.
That's a big one right there, going to level 9, 2,000 proto matter. So let's check our mining speed. So this one, not this one yet, Tiberius, but the next one should be a bigger jump. On 3-star, we're at 136, 440. On 4-star, 143, 910. And on 5-star, we are at 63, 210.
Yeah, if you go up 100%, it should be like an 8% net gain, so...
All right, so let's do it.
But if you think about where you started, though, back at like 51,000, you've gone up 12,000 an hour, which on G5 is, pretty substantial increase.
Oh, God, it's hot in here. Okay. What, you guys don't like the music? I was just using the music to like make me feel excited and fun and stuff, Boaz. It makes me feel happy. I like the music. All right, fine. I'll leave it down, and you'll just hear disappointed DJs when I fail. 69%, 2,000. Protomatter. Here we go.
Feral? You're feeling happy?
Yes, Pharrell. His name is
Pharrell.
Pharrell. All right, level 9 was a success. We are now at 500%. Q's favor dropped to 68%, where the cost, Blue, is 2,075.
So the protomatter cost is not really moving a lot each level.
It's a little bit. But now, again, when we go back and talk about how much protomatter you're earning per day, Tiberius.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to take several days for a singular attempt. Several days for one attempt.
Yep.
All right.
On a rare. On a rare.
We are on a rare. That's fair.
Right.
We're on
And
a
if
rare.
and
Let's
if you
check
lose,
the
you're gonna
money
feel pretty bad about that because it's like, now I gotta wait 4 days or 5 days to try again.
to try again. Yeah. 67,410 now on G5 ore. That was a nice big jump. G4 ore has improved to 152,910. And G3 ore is now at 145,440. That was a pretty substantial jump.
Mm-hmm.
Let's come back in and see what we can do on the upgrade. This one is going to be going to level 10. And again, Blue, 32 tech reactors, 2,075 protomatter. Let's hit it.
You know what this reminds me of?
And we're successful.
We talked about gambling earlier. You know that game where you put the coin in the slot and trying to push the quarters over the ledge?
Yeah.
That's a little what this reminds me of a little bit, because sometimes you're like, oh my god, it's so close, fail. Oh my god, it's so close, fail. And then bam, you hit a bunch in a row,
Then
and you're
you
like,
win you win like $20.
yeah.
All right, so we're good at level 10. Now,
Prepared you for golf.
This gets expensive. All right, we are now at ore mining rate 600%. Now, because this is a tier 3 jump now, we are not looking at changing our mining rate, but we are going to unlock a new ability, which is cargo capacity. But now, Blue, note that it starts at 10%. The number that Echo gave us was at 15, level 15. This is going to be tier 3, level 10, which is going to start at a 10% cargo capacity.
Mm-hmm.
All right? The cost is 6,700 tier up catalysts, which is a lot.
You're at a 44% net increase already, though, right? So you got the double upgrade plus 4 for each level, so 44%.
Yo, Blue, where am I at?
I think
Net
48%.
increase from 48? Net? Is that right?
No.
Net? No.
8, 16, and 28. Yeah, 44 sounds about right.
Yeah, it's 44.
44% net increase. And we are only at tier 2, level 10. All right, now, you guys want to see the base cargo capacity? Fair enough. We'll do that for you. My base cargo capacity, which you guys can't really see because of my camera, I'm very sorry, is 14.27 million. As a matter of fact, I can show you. I'll show you right over here. Cargo capacity, 14.27 million. See it there on the screen? There you go. 14.27 million on my Nova.
Are you looking at correct values?
It's rounded in there, so it's it could be an issue, but
well,
because if you get a 10% increase, it might not move at all, just because of the way it's rounding off.
That's not my question. My question is, are you looking at correct values?
Yeah,
Do you have that turned on?
Have what turned on?
Whether you're docked or
It
not.
still shows incorrect values when you're docked.
Oh, I thought Ripper fixed that.
He did. That's why I'm asking.
He was checking to see if you were on the fixed one.
If you are on the fixed one.
Obviously, I'm using shenanigans, Baba Joe. There's no other way to play this game.
I'm just saying.
Shout out, Rip. Yo, yo, yo. Shout out,
Yo, what
Ripper.
up?
Yo, yo, yo. Shenanigans. All right.
Now, will you
I like
try
the ones with
something?
the problems fixed.
What?
Wait, so you get 10%, so you get like 400,000 or something like that?
So, DJ,
Yeah.
I would like you to upgrade your Forbidden Tech
Okay.
without docking the ship.
Okay.
But also tell me the tier up cost.
The tier up cost, 32 tech reactors, 6,700 catalysts. which, by the way, we can't afford to fail, Tiberius, because that is a lot of tier up catalysts.
What's that? 8,700?
6,700.
6,700. Yeah, that's a lot.
Given what comes in a $100 pack, that's a lot. All right, here we go.
And given,
oh boy.
and when you compare it to what you get in the daily, I mean, you're getting what, like 100, 150, based on, you know, unless your building's upgraded quite a bit.
Come on. Ah, Bubba Joe.
Okay, so there was nothing before that would, you know, normally you can't upgrade your ship. You can't see the screen. You can't do anything. Since, as far as I could tell, it looked like you could go ahead and do it. I assumed maybe you could do it while you were in space. So thank you for
confirming. Well, it was worth a shot. There we go. That's what we're here for, Bubba Joe. We're here for science. All right, let's dock it and let's go. Tier 3. Come on, don't fail me. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. Oh, God. Oh, God.
This is going to start to hurt.
It's a good thing you had all that time to do those refines for tier up catalyst.
Now, I want to point out the pain of this right here, Echo. This one right here.
It's the 32 widgets that bothers you, doesn't it?
Yes, obviously. Echo, 6,700. Can I show you something, Echo?
And
Can I show you something, please?
This is why we need the refund.
6,700. I want you to see how much I can get in a day. You ready? I'm going to click the button. You ready, Echo? Echo, you watching? You watching? 6,700 is what I just lost. This is what I can get in a day. So, hold on. Hold on. We're just going to see how much Q just screwed me on.
It's 40 days, right?
42 days, Echo? 40,
Yeah, I'm at 1,600 right now.
42 days? A failure is going to set me back 42 days?
To be fair.
Well, until the next failure.
Also, to be fair, that's your conversion rate for your building being level 1 to 10. If you upgrade your building beyond level 10, your refinery does pay out slightly better. We don't know what that number is if anybody has a higher refinery.
It doesn't go up much.
Okay.
It does not go up much.
Okay.
It's basically irrelevant.
It goes from 53 to 55 or maybe 60.
Okay.
It doesn't go up much.
So it's still terrible.
Yes.
And you're saying Q's favor is tied to your building, correct?
No.
It's tied to your...
No, Q's favor is tied to your ops.
No.
Wait.
Okay.
Whose favor is tied to your assessment rank. It's your progression in the ladder.
Which is then tied to your building level. In essence.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, the building level is going to unlock the ladder that you need to improve.
Right.
For you, DJ, you are limited by your building.
Let's upgrade the building. Let's just keep...
So yeah, you won't have better chances here, right? Until you hit level 25 court.
Yeah, this is that point where, you know, designer Brandon was saying you play hopscotch a little bit. You
Right.
probably gotten to where your assessment rank in your building are taking you to. So you should switch now.
Start
upgrade your building.
Right.
Yeah. And you'll get more from your daily, from your hostile kill.
Right. The 42 days you're
to that
spending
point-
getting more catalysts, you'll be using to upgrade your building instead and do better missions.
I was gonna say, you might want to be just turtling and saying, I just want to focus on getting this level 25, so I stop failing and stop progressing this aspect of it
That sounds like
to avoid failure.
It makes way too much sense. I think you just buy more packs.
Echo, 42 days is too much of a punishment, man.
That's
too much
represented.
of a punishment.
Per tier, per artifact failure.
I'm going to do it again. I'm doing it again. This is a terrible idea, but I'm going to do it again.
Look at him fail again.
Oh, my God!
There you go. There's
God, I love science.
I'm just so happy he was wearing pants when he got up.
Somebody cooking this right now.
How many people were expecting him not to be wearing pants when he got up?
Me?
This is what happens with math wins the fight.
Oh no. Is somebody in DJ's era that can go check on him?
Landon.
But he's probably running away right now.
What the hell is Dad doing down there?
Just had some stuff.
So how are you guys doing today?
Oh, splendid.
84
You know,
days.
actually, I'm doing pretty good.
84 days.
See you in 3 months, DJ.
All right, now Echo. This
We'll
is
get
a
Brandon
rare.
on.
Hold on, Echo. This is a rare. Now you tell me how it's 3 months to get to level 15 when 2 failures just cost me 84 days. Holy smokes, my blood pressure. You don't even know right now. Oh my God. Where can I do that thing? Do I have an app for that? I got an app for that, right?
For blood pressure? Probably not.
Yeah, I got one.
I don't know if
I got one.
your phone
Yes,
does
it's called a doctor.
Look, right here. Blood pressure. I'm downloading this app right now. I want to know what my blood pressure is right now.
If
And I'm
anybody
gonna
should
show you
have an
guys.
app for that, it's definitely DJ.
Oh God.
Should have like a
Don't
smartwatch that's like
Get a
beeping all the time.
smartwatch or something for that.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's like you're about to Hulk out.
Oh boy, and it's already been
That's a
clipped.
bit green around the gills.
Of course, it's been clipped.
There's a bug. God, bugs. Ah! Go away. Oh, it's
Hey, bud.
attracted to my ring light. Hold on, I'm just gonna have to kill it. Sorry, I didn't mean to kill you.
Is it another
All right.
flesh-eating moth
It was a flesh-eating moth.
that has
Hey,
no
when
mouth?
So, guys, hey, I would love to continue allowing you to see upgrade data, but I can't.
Yeah, but you're
Well,
saying
luckily your
so.
Q's benevolence will stay.
Wait.
1.51, you'll ride that all the way through.
That's right.
So wait a second. Designer Brandon said roughly 3 months, right?
Yes.
I mean, as soon as you get past this tier, you have level 15, essentially.
No, you
no,
don't.
he's because he still has failure chances of getting the getting the upgrade.
Sure.
Also, no
like, I know you guys
tier
like
ups on
getting
any other
building
artifact.
up a little bit, but I'm thinking of the days.
But
well,
isn't this
so,
kind of
but
like
how much proto matter have you spent so far? And
It's
what
like
does that look like?
2,300 times 10, so 23,000.
Blue, how much proto matter have we spent?
spent? Let's see here.
You know what? This is gonna make me feel better. What's up, baby boy? Oliver DJz is on the phone, everybody. What are you doing, buddy? You gotta talk louder, nobody can hear you. What's up, man? You're going to bed? Why are you going to bed?
Keep it down, Dad. I'm going to bed.
Hey. It's 9:37. That's right. It is time for bed. Hey, I love you so much. Hey, do you want to wave at everybody? Say hi. Oh, my God. Look how freaking cute that is. Look at him waving at everybody. Oh, God. This is such a cute boy. Look at how
DJ's is like,
cute
that's
it
the
is.
stuff.
That's the stuff. You know what? That's what I needed. To get my blood pressure down. What a cute boy. Look, he's showing you his stuffed animals. Oh.
Children can both raise and lower your blood pressure.
I love you so much, man. Thank you for calling me.
Oliver,
All right,
can
have
you
a
send
good sleep.
Mommy down to test his blood pressure, please?
Good night, buddy. Love you. Bye-bye. Oh,
So
all right, that makes
gain
me feel
the
a little better.
so gain the level 10 on the rare tech is just about 15,900 proto matter.
15,000 proto matter where we're earning
Per success. Assuming
And
you're
that's not
successful.
tier juice.
Well, yeah, that
Yeah,
would
I
be
think
per
with your
success.
failure, you're
Right.
around 20.
Yes.
Right. What you actually spent with your 4 or 5 failures along the way. Yeah.
So
Eco's
so
right, yeah.
let's
So
say
if you give like a
let's
1.5
say-
multiplier.
So what's the bonus you get from the building at level? Let's just say level 10.
I'm at level 6. Oh, at
I know
level
you're
10?
at level 6, but let's just say level 10, just because you'll get
All
there
right.
here soon.
14%,
17%.
17%. Yeah.
17%, and you would be working on the next level of trials.
Which would be 120 per trial, plus a
That's what I was
17%
just-
bonus.
Right, so 120.
On the in the Court of Q
times
calculator,
7.
I have it where you can plug in your highest level and tells you how much you're getting per trial.
So that means you'd be getting 140 times 5. You'd be getting roughly 700 per day, DJ. And you spent, I'm just going to say 21,000. That's a month. You spent a month worth of those roughly.
Now, in fairness, I do want to point something out, which we are not doing this in the right order. Okay?
Right.
Bubba, we very clearly identified that if you didn't like your odds, you work on the building. Now, I was gambling irresponsibly here, but there is something to be said here for the fact that my building is only level 5. Okay? Level 6. It's only level 6, and I have not progressed through Tier 2 trials. So this is what I commit to doing. Echo, this is what I commit to doing. Let's follow up, because I will be at level 7 tomorrow. Look, here's where I'm at. I only need 9 more. I need 9 more.
I guess a tougher question is, why do tier ups have chances?
Well, yeah,
Something I can follow up with DesignerBrandon about, right?
Yeah, the even tier up, the tier 2 didn't pay me anything. You know, and tier 3.
That's not true, DJ.
I got 50 bells.
Gave you bells.
I got 50 bells. Now, tier 3 would unlock another ability, okay, and probably still presumably give a few more bells, okay.
The gift based off tier.
I do want to point out. that while we have demonstrated what we were after, in all fairness, what we were after was the costs, okay? Blue was desperate for the cost. Now, we know the cost of all the rares through level 10. That is good enough for right now, community, because I'm here to tell you, you have got to, and I've been saying this, I am a hypocrite in my own skin, because, Bubba, even all day yesterday, I said to people, you can improve your odds by progressing through Q's trials. If you don't like the bonus that you're at, then go through and do more, okay? And that will increase it, especially on this rare.
Did you?
All right, it will increase it on the rare.
Did you claim your battle pass yet? Because there's the elite track has things for the building upgrade.
It's fine. I'll do it. I'm not doing it right now. Actually, technically, I could. I've got my refinery option, but I'm also not going to bore you guys because I told you I'm not going to rush the tier 2s. I'm going to play it with the 5 a day. All right, but that allows me then to kind of come back, potentially. Driver, it does. It won't improve it on the epics. Brandon told us it's not going to change it on the epics, but the rares, he said, would change and the uncommons change, okay? So here's what I'm going to do, community. This might take probably a week or 2. See, this is where creating content, Bubba Joe, actually costs me.
You've done your 3 daily, right?
I could do it right now. But
I'll get you a proto matter.
I wanted to play it. I wanted to play it the right way.
Ah.
I feel like rushing the tier 2 trials wouldn't be encouraging the right way to play this thing.
I just meant any trials. Just spend 75.
And so at the end of all of this, we've come out with a 44% net increase to mining rate, correct?
Mm-hmm. And he
with
went up
about a month worth of proto matter earned.
Yes.
Now, I do want to point out that my odds were not what I typically would have had, because we should be working on this building. At least level 7. Me personally, if I'm offering a grand scheme piece of advice here, don't do any upgrades until you get through at least one ladder of tier 2. Or as high as you can take it, okay? Or as high as you can take it. Go to tier 2, okay? take it as high as you can take it, because not everybody's going to be able to finish it, Bubba Joe. And when you are capped out, then come back and start doing your upgrades, because it will be better odds. And further, you focus on one ladder at a time. Focus on one ladder at a time. Get the 5 dailies so you can get the extra credits. The extra refinery credits are going to help you long term as well, which is why I don't really want to rush through it. I want to play it the right way. Which means, community, it's going to probably be a week or two before we can follow back up on this. However, Blue, since we did buy a pack and we are now swimming in proto matter, we can probably try to test a few epic upgrades. And again, community, I point out that this is irresponsible, and do not do it until you are up on your ladder. Tiberius, tell them, do as I say, not as I do.
That is exactly it. From one
Never
parent
do
to
what
another.
DJ does.
From one parent to another. There you go.
Tell you how to do your content, DJ, but would it be potentially a good thing to save that proto matter for the follow-up in a week?
No, because you're going to give me some.
Whoa. But...
All right.
All right. The other thing that we do need to track and get data over to Jules and Blue for is, what the percentage of increase is in those Q's rates based on your assessment rank. So you're at 500,000 right now, and your Q's trial for the rares were like 74-75%. If you finished one more tier and got from 500K to 1 million assessment points, did those Q's favor? What's it now? Is it 80%? Is it 85%? Is it 76%? Did it not move at all?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you the
what was
value,
your-
but your assessment rank, because the designer Brandon's actually still lurking a little bit, your assessment rank is a lot lower than what you should ideally have.
That's what I'm saying. In the fairness of this content, and Bubba, Joe, and I identified this yesterday.
Right.
You have got to get the assessment rank up. There is no doubt about that. Okay.
Hang on, DJ.
If you want to whale out, it's going to cost you.
What was your percent chance to pass at tier 1? Who wrote that down?
It was 75%.
Was it 77? I thought it was 74. It was like 75. 75.
Well, I'll tell you what mine is right now. Hang on, because I haven't upgraded anything.
I am now over 100 million assessment rank, and mine is also 75%.
What?
For your rare at tier 1?
My rare at tier 1.
So they must have a cap where they can't go above 75. Perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's the cap.
Unless rares have a cap.
No. Here's what I bet is happening, though. Okay, maybe 75 is the cap, right? But as I leveled on, mine started to drop.
Right.
I bet yours will stay at 75 longer.
Probably.
I bet yours will stay. So 75 is probably the cap, but I bet it stays there longer.
I would test, but I would have to recall my minors, and it's
Nura. How did Nura have an 80?
On a rare, or was that an uncommon Nura? Or a common?
I also noticed that the every level it went down 1%.
Yes.
Yeah.
On a
Nura
rare.
says you're at 80% on a rare. That's interesting.
And what's your assessment rank?
And building level.
And address.
Is it possible? Yeah, and Alicia says my assessment is 3.5 million. I'm also at 75%. I'm wondering, now assessment is only to deal with one ladder. So doing multiple ladders shouldn't have an impact.
Yeah, I have not finished the first tier 3 ladder, but I am almost finished with it.
Assessment only looks at the farthest you've ever gotten ever.
Right.
Nura, did you also take into account your benevolence? Did you have 5% of benevolence?
Bugs! So many bugs in here! God, die! Where'd it go?
It's that killer moth again. It's going to eat his leg. Look out.
It's the moth! It's the moth! I lost it. It's gone. Where'd it go?
Also,
he is truly a cat.
They're attracting to my ring lights. They're coming. They're flying into the ring light. All right.
I'm going to interrupt you one last time, DJ, because I'm going to be taking my exit at this point.
I think we should hang out for a minute. Because
you are weak.
I am very quickly going to give Blue and the community the Proto Matter level up cost on an epic. All right. Again. Oh, sorry. The volume again. I smacked the board. Got it there. It's back again. It's back again. Get. Where'd it go?
What if it went back down?
Yeah, it's because I hit the mixer board again. I hit the slider again. Sorry. Are you good? You good now? Dude, it won't go away. Why? Stop.
Your neighbors know what you do, right?
No, probably not. Okay. Blue, we're going to
His
do this
neighbors
real
are
quick.
like a mile away, probably.
Okay.
They firmly don't know what he does.
Here we go. 5,900. 5,900 is level 2 on an epic.
All right.
Hey! All right. We're not going to go and test effectiveness, but we dropped to 63%. We are now at 25% boost to go to level 3. Here we go. 5,975 Proto Matter. You good, Blue? You good, Blue?
Yep.
Let's do it. Hey, hey, hey.
Nice. You're on a roll here.
And your level up are kind of your level ups are pretty consistent there, DJ.
All right, 6,275 Proto Matter. 62% to go to level 4, and we would get another 25% damage boost against players. Here we go. Oh, my God. Woo, woo. All right.
DJ, go buy a lottery ticket right now.
No, because this is probably about as far as I could go since I don't have any tear-up catalysts. All right, here we go. Blue, 6,600 Proto Matter for level 5. And a total 175% damage boost against players. My favor has dropped to 61%. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Okay. And unfortunately, that's as far as we could go. Echo, you sure you can't dump some tear-up catalysts in here real quick?
Even if
I
you
got
did.
nothing else for you.
Even if you did at a 50% upgrade chance, oof.
I would do it. Yo, hey, drop me 100,000 tear-up catalysts. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What?
No.
What? Come on, come on, come on.
Yeah, I thought that's what you meant when you said check your gift chest.
No. I could tell. Also, Blue Mandalorian. I think it's the first time we've actually chatted.
Nice
Oh,
segue.
hello.
Good segue.
Yeah, I like that.
Where's all this
okay.
smoke coming from?
White Wolf, how do you raise the assessment rank? By progressing through Q's trials. So you've got to get the building up to level 7 so you can start the tier 2 challenges. All right? That's how you get it up. Then when you're done with that, you got to get the building to 25 and start the 3-star trials, which, by the way, are not meant for G3 ships.
No.
All right? That's a pretty daggone tough one. All right? Canine Tooth. Hey, I thought you sent me a... K9, I thought you sent me a screenshot. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, wasn't it that you're probably not going to finish the tier 3 trial without a G5 epic?
Oh, is it a G5 epic?
Or tier 3, I believe.
Not the tier 3. Well, I mean, maybe. I'm not there yet, but I've just started to get past round 2 of the fights, so I'm pretty confident you probably could do this with a G5 rare, maybe even an uncommon.
Now,
Yeah, maybe a
KA
souped up one.
knowledge. See, I don't know. I haven't started playing tier 2 yet. Knowledge, look, mine are locked. But I am hearing that there's a 70 million hostile at the end of tier 2. I don't think you're doing that with a G3 ship. Now, somebody said that they could. Bubba, is a G3 ship going to take out a 70 million hostile? Ransusi says
depends
I'm
on
wrong.
the hustle.
Okay, Crispy Pete says no sweat. You got it. And it's, wait, but Hammer says no. No, Tal doesn't work, Griffin. Tal is disabled for these. Dr. Juby says it's easy peasy. Tier 2, wait, Draco says tier 2 has hostiles up to 140 million. So I don't know. There's so much hearsay out there. Tiberius, I don't know. Do you know? I don't know.
I've only heard up to about 75 million for tier 2. But if you do get the random Borg probe, there you go, as Hal points out, because even in Tier 1, the most of them are about 5.5 million until you get that Borg probe, which is what, like 9 million? But it's a Borg
guess,
probe.
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah, but it's still a Borg probe, so you just switch to a Talios and go kill it.
So I'm
No,
looking
Tau
at my
will not work. Tau doesn't work.
DJ. I'm looking at my Tier 2 trials that I've completed, and the hostile, if I was to start a Tier 2 trial right now, is a Borg probe, and it's 122 million.
But probes are a little bit different. Remember,
Yeah.
Echo, we talked about this briefly the other day. The hostiles that are in Q's trials still contain the properties of the hostiles in the game. So if it's a Borg probe, don't forget we've got research that's giving us 35,000% damage boost.
Correct.
Echo, these are coded as the same style of hostile in the game. So if it's Swarm, you could use a Franklin if you wanted to. If it's Borg, you could use your Tally if you wanted, or whatever. But these do contain the same properties as the hostiles in the game.
That is
So do remember that.
absolutely
Triangle is upheld.
big factor, too, yeah.
Yeah, triangle is upheld, right, Bubba Joe?
Yep. So I think that that's the thing. I think that there's going to be some that you're just going to be able to brute force your way through, right? And I'm sure there are people like, I've been using Tal and he works. He's not working. You've just been able to overpower the hostiles you've been fighting so far.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a ship that is going to be able to go through some of these trials with Mbenga as captain. And then you're going to have to think. You're going to run into that probe, or you're going to run into that swarm, or that faction hostile that's going to force you to change from ship type A to ship type B. And, that's the thing that I'm looking forward to encountering is instead of just, brute forcing these with Mbenga, of actually having to think about the crew.
Poor Mbenga, man.
Closer you to that.
He got hosed.
Probably.
If the Strange New Worlds version of him was in this game, like, he'd be awesome.
Yeah, agreed. All right. You know what? It has been an enlightening show. I don't have anything left that I can show you without spending any more money. Echo,
DJ.
anything left on your list of items that need to be addressed with the community? Is there anything that we don't know yet about these trials and or forbidden tech?
No, I think that you and Tiberius and Blue Mandalorian and Bubba Joe and Ripper and DesignerBrandon did a really good job covering like everything, I would just again say like one forbidden tech per ship. It's not like you can have multiples of forbidden tech, or if you have one forbidden tech, it can go on multiple ships. So that's just the one thing that I kind of want to drive home on this. But you and Tiberius did all the math and the science. I mean, you're the ones that I appreciate you just taking the time to go over all of this for everybody, right?
Yeah, I'll send you the bill.
You mean you don't have a Scopely credit card yet?
No, right? Shouldn't I? I should.
No.
Yes.
Just
yes.
just
You
give
just
After
be paying
the
off
dinner
dinner.
we had. Yeah.
You'll be paying off dinner.
Oh no.
That's funny.
And you
all
told
right.
them how you grossly went over budget, right?
No, God bless
Yes,
it.
he did
Echo.
tell us.
I did tell everybody what
He
I
bugged
spent
you.
on dinner. I did tell everyone what I spent on dinner, but I also told them that was not my fault.
Which is hilarious because Trader
No,
and I
Bubba.
both understood what the budget
It was
was.
a pretty easy explanation, right, Bubba?
What was the budget?
The budget was $1,500.
Budget was a number.
I spent $3,000. But
So,
I unlocked
there were
the
10
dinner
people
prime.
coming.
I unlocked the dinner budget prime. Okay, it was
Listen,
a
there were
200%
10
bonus.
people coming. Hey, TJ,
I don't think it was a BOGO.
How many people were at this dinner?
This is the total budget. This is how much it is per person. The party size grew, and DJ just assumed that amount
which
per
was
person
not my
also
fault.
grew.
That wasn't my fault. My team party size stayed the same. This is what this is what I told Echo the other day. I said, I can't help it that my team was so personable and so likable that the entire Scopely Live Ops team wanted to hang out with us. Okay? Like,
Yeah.
that's not my fault.
They
Okay.
pointer.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
an important factor. That's an important fact.
DJ just goes, he's like, I got it.
perfectly to the cent based off the budget. It was great. Hands me that, I'm like, DJ, what are you talking about? He's like, what do you mean?
Guys, I apologize. See, Brandon was actually the one responsible for paying my dinner bill. This is why you have failure chances. They're still paying off my dinner bill. I apologize.
DJ's fault.
This is my fault.
All right.
I apologize.
Just
I mean, just to say again, that was a fantastic time. I really appreciate you and
It
your
was
crew
an
coming.
amazing time. Yeah.
It was really
It was a great time.
just
And-
put the
and-
Captain
I'm
America.
just hang off the top. Sorry.
And again, very clearly, let me say that the size of my party stayed the same.
He's going to argue this point to the day he dies.
The Scopely Live Ops team were the extra heads that we added to the budget. So obviously,
So really, they just have to deduct it from their check because it's an employee meal that they went to.
from their department.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Anyways,
Or DJ can
gonna-
sell the Captain America shield and pay for it.
no, we took that back.
You
There
think
you
you
go.
took that back?
I
You took one of them back.
Thank you, everyone here. Really, really appreciate it. All
Thank-
of your guys' time coming together. This has been a ton of fun. And DJ, Tiberius, the group here, would love to, see if we can set something up, like you said, DJ, in a couple weeks when you do your due diligence and you go through things, and we can kind of come back and reassess how everyone is. And after, because it's still only been out for less than a week at this point.
Yeah, 7 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's day 7.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. We didn't play this strategically tonight. I can't say that enough. You guys should be playing this a little differently. But what we wanted to do was get some data out, okay? And Blue Mandalorian is here. He is the king of charts, and we got him what we could here at the early levels. And now we've got through level 10 on all the rares, and we got through level 5 on all the epics. That's as good as we can do until Echo figures out how to put more catalyst and proto matter into my account, which we will do in a couple of weeks. Maybe at the end of the arc might be a good time to do it.
But
Yeah,
I
let's
will
sit
say,
back at the end of the arc and see if we can do something like this again.
I will
again,
say,
for the
I
record-
did love. Oh, sorry, I did love having the game design on and then immediately testing the feature afterwards. That was a very nice
That's
experience.
Very cool. That was very cool. And again, I will say this on the record: if you have a way, listen, you can put as much as you want in here, and you can take it all back. Even here, obviously I paid $100, so we figure that out. But you can take it all back if you will let us examine the data all the way up. You can have it all back. Figure out a way to do that. You can have it all back. That way we get the data out, and then you don't leave gobs and gobs of
Let me
Scopely grants on my account.
Or
let me just see if something like that is something the team is open to do.
they could put the data on stfc.space, and then you can keep all of it.
Yeah.
We
Well,
are working on doing that as well, but
Yeah.
they're also working on the events tab. I think I told you
Oh!
this, Steve.
yeah, I didn't tell anybody, so you're just going to
Oh.
out and tell everybody? You told me not to say anything.
Oh, what about STFC.space? No, we're absolutely working on it, and the team also understands how important the events tab is to everybody, so they're prioritizing that as well.
So, Bubba, on the show yesterday, when I said, oh, that's what you guys are doing? No sweat. Let me bring you some more M&Ms. Do you need a coffee? How about a foot rub? It's because they are this close, community. That close.
I'm sad that my guess was incorrect.
So
was your
sorry.
guess?
So what is the rough timeline on that?
I can follow up. I was told a month or so, but it might be sooner than that. But let me follow up.
So
I
that
don't-
means you will have an events page with all the
month?
event history that has ever ran in the game then.
In a month?
Again, let me follow up on the timeline. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have a lot of the events from the past.
You know you're not
My
getting
second
dates out of
second
him,
question
DJ.
wasn't timeline related. That was just what is
I know.
on there.
Again, I don't want to verify.
Just
I'm pretty
Information
sure that-
retention.
All right. Well, we'll leave it right there. We weren't supposed to be talking about that tonight. After all, Echo told me not to talk about it. So there
It's your
we go.
feature.
telling you not
Well-
to talk about the STFC.space.
You didn't
You
talk
told me
about
not
it.
to talk.
He
You
brought
told
it up.
me Not. That's true. All
Do as
right,
I say, not as I do.
ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, who's been here, by the way, for 3 hours, so we got to let him go. Emperor Echo, thank you very much. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me be here, DJ Tiberius, as always. I appreciate you guys opening up your communities to let me come on and say hi.
Good to finally talk to you.
Thank you very much. Yep, you as
Yeah, nice
well. Thank you. Also, very special thank you to our game design guest today, designer Brandon, for coming out and talking about the design theory behind this and what some of the things that we should be looking at, some of the strategies, Bubba Joe. I think that there's a lot to unpack here. I'm going to really enjoy talking with you about this over the next couple of days. And for our next regularly scheduled podcast, it sounds like we're going to have a little bit more data. I know Blue is already crunching efficiency numbers over there, Tiberius. He is already working on charts. So we'll have some more data, some analytics to give to you guys here, especially as we get into Tier 2 of Q's trials and the proto-matter sourcing increases. With that, I would like to say thank you to all of you. Thank you so very much for spending time with us here tonight. Thank you to my partner and co-host here tonight, Tiberius. This was actually awesome. I want to do this again. This was very cool. And besides, I want to use that overlay again. I didn't do all that work for just one night.
I absolutely knew that you were like, we should do this again so I can use this overlay again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great looking overlay, okay? It's
It
yours
works.
now. Oh, my God. It's yours. So thank you to Tiberius. Thank you to your audience.
He did not build the string between the two tin cans for one time. He's going to use it again.
Uh-huh. That's right. All right. Absolutely did it.
I would be flattered to come back sometime.
Thank you very much. And thank you to your audience, everybody out there hanging out on Tiberius's stream. Thank you so very much for being here. Appreciate you guys. And for all of you, thank you for being here on the stage of Twitching Trek. I haven't actually looked yet to see who we might be able to raid out to tonight. Is there somebody that we should raid out to tonight? Let me take a look.
There's one person.
Oh my God, Rev is on. Rev is on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would you not just raid into Rev?
We got to raid
Like
Rev.
that.
That's
A
gotta
little
happen.
obvious.
Are you, Tiberius? Are you on Twitch? Are you on Twitch?
Yeah.
Or are you on YouTube?
Yes, he is.
Oh my God, we got to
He's on
double
Twitch.
raid him. We got to double raid him.
Okay.
Double raid, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our festivities tonight. We are raiding into Rev Deuce. You guys get crazy. This is going to be absolutely nuts. We are going to Rev Deuce's channel where we will crash him with the most epic and ultimate double raid. My name is UltimateDJz. For Bubba Joe, Trader, Ripper, Echo, Designer Brandon, Tiberius, and all of the rest, I would like to say thank you so very much for being with us here tonight at Twitching Trek. I am your friendly neighborhood cat person, UltimateDJz, saying meow for now. Love you, minute. Catch ya on the next one.
Have a great night, folks. See you tomorrow night on my live stream. If I don't, see you around the galaxy first.